Hello, everybody. Welcome aboard. Happy Monday. It's good to see y'all. Hope you're doing well. Post Lunch is in the house. Safa Jake's from Australia. Oh, okay. That's why you were saying happy Saturday, Australia. Yeah, it's either Europe or Australia at this point. I think it's it just hit midnight in London for you guys. So actually, when did for you British folks in here, when do you guys go over to British summertime? Because we're 4 hours for now, but I think we go back to 5 hours again here pretty soon. Very soon. What are we flying tonight? Oh, come on, man. We're not going to jump straight into the airplane. That's not how this works. I'm going to talk here for a few minutes, and then we'll talk about the plane and the route, because I'm just that much of it. I'm just that full of myself. Actually, I don't really have a ton to talk about today, except it was an awesome weekend, first of all. Let me just put that out there. Mr. Max came and picked me up and took me down to we flew into Baltimore, and we went down. We met up with Hawaiian Hippie, and Hawaiian Hippie took us down and gave us the grand tour of Andrews Air Force Base. We got to jump on Air Force 2 and one of the executive planes as well. So we got to see the big 757 up close and personal, man. Walk around the outside of that, walk all the way through the inside, comb through it, and then check out the Gulfstream. I think it was the 550 Hawaiian Hippie that was sitting behind it, and kind of go hang out in that and just kind of shoot the breeze for a little bit. So it was pretty cool. It was, I mean, like, either of the activities in themselves would have been neat. Like getting a chance to go up in the new M2 was awesome, and then getting a chance to kind of see and experience everything that was what Hawaiian Hippie had to show us was awesome. So it was a pretty good day, man. I was tired when I got home, don't get me wrong, but I was all freaking smiles all day yesterday, and definitely all day today as well. So yeah, it was a good time. Frick Pick, good to see you. 505 Northman, happy Monday. It's good to see you. Change the clocks this weekend. Okay. Yeah, so G550. Okay, that's what I thought. Toasted Donut, welcome aboard. Is that an American ATR 42 in the background? It might be, actually. Looks like it could be, yeah. Definitely not a Milviz plane, though, right, guys? Am I right? Yeah. I am Marcus says I'm right. How you doing, I am Marcus? Cajun Cacti, how you doing, buddy? Welcome aboard and happy Monday. I hope Pence feels incredibly honored and privileged to share his plane with the great catstrator. That's right. Obviously the most important dignitary to ever jump on that airplane. Let's see here. I have a couple pictures I can show you. I took up a whole bunch of pictures and footage and whatnot. Most of it was on my DSLR camera, so I didn't have a ton of stuff. We have from the interior shot of the plane here, Mr. Max doing the things that Mr. Max does. So he's just about done with his indoctrination right now, and then he's got some time to do for the insurance companies, and then it's off to the races, man. But man, this plane was pretty cool. Not gonna lie, had a good time with that, and then went from that into this guy right here. And again, Hawaiian Hippie was nice enough to give us the grand tour. And as we're doing the grand tour at some point, one of the maintenance guys comes in and cranks on the APU in the airplane. I'm not really sure why. So we had, avionics and all that stuff were kind of on, and the plane was getting itself air conditioned. Like, I'm like, I don't know if it was because we were up there, and he's like, well, I guess we probably should go do that, or what the deal was. But yeah, it was pretty sweet. It was a cool day. It was a lot of fun. We'll probably get a chance to talk about that some more up in the air. Didn't both planes go to Shannon, Ireland? I have no idea. I think they were leaving. I don't know. Didn't ask. Don't care. I was on one of the airplanes yesterday. I mean, there's like, the thing is there's like 8 planes. I don't know. There's more than one of each of the planes that are taking the VIPs and whatnot around. So yeah. G3000 in the M2. Yeah, it's G3000. Super nice set of avionics there. It's pretty cool. Curly Fry, good to see you. You're the only sub I have notification on for. I love when you're streaming. Thanks for the good work. We're good to have you here, man. Thank you. I would have begged to co-pilot that. Yeah, no kidding. I'm looking for the day. I'm looking forward to the day when Max is all done with the M2 stuff and able to do a single pilot, and I can go sit up in front. For the time being, I was relegated to the back seat. Let me see here. We go. Here's a shot. If you guys want to see the inside of the plane as it's kind of doing plane stuff. I took this video. Him winding up the throttles to give you an idea kind of how big this is. It's not super big, Like, it's decent size, but it ain't huge. And it's fast, though, man. Like, it's got those engines, it got some power to them. Like, he cranks those things and we're, boom, back we go. And then, you know, when we start the climb out, like, it's like we're pretty much gone. Yeah, so we recorded that most of that entire flight. So we'll be putting together a video on that here in the next few weeks or so. But yeah, it's spacious enough. You know, you get 4 people in there and in the back, and you're gonna be friendly. But there's still, like, it's still better than flying commercial, without question. Yeah. So that was kind of the highlight of my weekend. I mean, okay, so that was a good part of my weekend. I probably should say the highlight of the weekend was on Saturday when my wife and daughter and I went out and just kind of did stuff for the day. We went up and got some lunch. We got some lunch up in Newburyport, Massachusetts, and then stopped at a brewery in Ipswich, Massachusetts on the way back home. And it was my daughter's first time at a brewery. If you're not on Discord or follow me on Twitter, she definitely had her eye on the beer. She didn't quite go for it, but she certainly was like, "What's this? That looks kind of cool." So yeah, that was the weekend. It was a good time. Bill Ferrelli, it's good to see you, buddy. How you doing, man? Space Daddy, thank you very much for the bits, buddy. I do appreciate it. Oh, you meant a Copilot the 757? Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. I was being funny though. I was Scotsman. Good to see you. Kylex, welcome aboard. Happy Monday. Anybody else we miss here? I think we got them all. Yeah, the G3000, watching them work that thing is pretty neat. I didn't get to see too much of it when I'm in the back there. When he was flying, when I went up in the Vision Jet, though, you know, that's when I got a face full of G1 or G3000. It's pretty cool stuff. A90 Flyer, good to see you. Mr. Chow, good to see you. Did your daughter like the beer? She liked looking at it. That's all she's allowed to do for now. Eventually, we'll let her, you know, when she's a few years older, she'll be able to dip the finger in the wine and whatnot. But yeah, not anytime soon, that's for sure. I don't think she'd really care for it right now anyway, so it's fine. Voldrag, how you doing? Angry Pilot, welcome aboard. Ground Point Niner, it's good to see you, AJ. Happy Monday, man. So yeah, Steven Shalekin's in the house, or Steven Shalek, I'm sorry. It's good to see you. So yeah, we are. I've said so yeah like 3 times. So yeah. We're here tonight. We're doing some flying. We're doing some GA Monday stuff. We're gonna be flying around in this plane. This is the Tecnam P2006T by VSKYLABS. A very strange looking airplane, if you ask me. However, so let's talk about this thing. It seats 4. It's a 4-seater. Okay, it's got 4 seats in it. It probably is. I think as far as useful load goes and whatnot, it's sort of like kind of like an Arrow, maybe an Archer. My guess is that you're realistically getting like 2.5, maybe 3 people, and some luggage in there. Like, you're definitely not getting 4 people in that thing. But these things cruise about 135 to 140 true. So the speed wise, they're running somewhere around a 182. But what's cool about it is these 2 engines here. They're twin Rotax 100 horsepower engines. On their own, they aren't super powerful. That's for sure. However, they do have enough juice that they can pull the plane along with 1 engine and still get a little bit of climb performance out of it if you had to. Yeah, they're twin Rotax engines, and this plane in cruise burns like 14 gallons an hour or something. Actually, no, I think it's closer to like 8 or 9 gallons an hour. It just sips fuel. Like, it's super crazy. I had a chance to get up close and personal with one of these things at Oshkosh, and man, if I could buy a piston airplane, if I would totally fly one of these things. Like, these things are relatively affordable in the grand scheme of things, and extraordinarily capable birds. I would very much enjoy being able to fly one of these things. So I'd also like to try to find a flight school that has these things, and maybe like that might be a good way to pursue a multi-engine rating. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool little airplane. So we're doing that tonight. We're gonna be flying the I-10 this evening. We're gonna fly the I-10 on PilotEdge, which there's a lot going on here. So in a nutshell, we're gonna fly Santa Barbara to Santa Maria, shoot the Localizer DME back course alpha approach, fly a missed approach, fly a lap in the hold, and then divert to San Luis Obispo on the VOR Alpha approach, and then circling to whatever the active runway happens to be. So we need to file. We're going to fly an instrument departure out of Santa Barbara. We're going to fly a back course approach, which is, weird, but we'll figure it out. We'll do a missed approach, fly a hold, and we'll talk about a diversion, and then we'll talk about, reinforcing non-precision approaches with circling. Yeah, whatever. We can do all that. So it should be a good flight tonight. There's going to be a lot going on. And then once we finish that, we'll see what we have for time. And then maybe we'll shoot a flight down to somewhere, out to somewhere. We'll find somewhere to go. So that's the plan. Should be a good time. My twin rated? Not yet. No. I'm not going to get a multi-engine rating until it makes sense to. Like, it's something I'd like to do down the road, but multi-engine planes are sort of becoming less and less and less available unless you're in a commercial environment. So if I found myself down the road, like trying to fly, say, King Airs or, some sort of twin engine commercial plane, then I would most certainly think about getting a twin rating. But right now it doesn't make any sense. So, that's where we're at. Oh, by the way, I am Chronoxy, if you're still here. Thank you very much for your support. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. You got me right there at the beginning of the stream, and I totally missed you, so cheers, my friend. Sips fuel like an expensive scotch. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, it'd be a good time. So that's plans tonight. Stealth Bob, it's good to see you, buddy. How you doing, Bob? Yeah, dude, I love this plane. We flew this on stream months ago, maybe even over a year ago, and I pull this thing out from time to time because it's it's a neat little plane to fly. It's something a little bit different. So let's start this off by doing some flight planning. So we need to pull some stuff up here. I'm gonna pull some charts up. We're gonna brief this entire flight. And we're gonna also have to file our flight plan. I need to set up. I'm running way behind today. I was a little late getting up to my office this evening, and then I was watching Jeff and Nicole stream Twitch Sings, and that was pretty entertaining. And then I realized, like, oh no, I actually need, I'm actually going to be streaming this evening. So, yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna put the full route in here. Let's make you a 182. That's pretty close to nope, that's a 172. That's pretty close to our performance profile. That's an Archer. There it is, default aircraft. Okay, so we are going to start off at KSBA. We're going to fly to KSMX, and we're going to go to KSBP. We'll plan for an altitude. 8,000 feet is fine for now. I don't really care. That's the part I'm not worried about. So, the instructions call for us to fly departure out of Santa Barbara. So it's probably going to be just a Santa Barbara 5, which is fairly simple. That's my guess, at least. We'll see if they give us something else. And then we're going to fly the Localizer back course into Santa Barbara. Santa Maria. And then from there, we are going to fly the VOR Alpha into San Luis Obispo. So we'll just take a look at these real quick. So let's assume we're going to get this Santa Barbara 5 departure. With the way the winds are favoring going to the west currently. So we're going to assume that we'll probably get a 255 heading off of here. Otherwise, we might end up getting like 152. So if they end up departing us on to the south here, we might end up getting this 152 to 500. And then, why is the turn there? Let's see here. Taking off to the south, climb 152, then climb heading 152 to 500 and climbing right turn to 200. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. It's kind of weird that there's two arrows coming off of that. Like one keeps on going to the south and one goes right to 200, but okay, we'll figure that out. I suspect we'll be assigned that something. Okay, so that's whatever. And that we may not even get that departure, so we'll see what happens. That one we can play by ear. I'm interested in this backcourse alpha approach. So this is the Localizer DME backcourse alpha into Santa Maria, and we're going to be flying it from the San Marcos VOR. So we're going to cross San Marcos VOR at or above 6,000 feet. Reach on. We're going to continue on that until 14.9 miles Madu. At Madu, we can go down to 4,600 feet, and we can take that then all the way to intercept the back course. From there, we're going to intercept the back course. We're going to stay above 3,000 feet, and we are going to then step our altitudes down from there. So 4,600 to 3,000, and then from Camco, we go down to 1,720, and then the minimums for this approach will take it all the way down to the circling minimums of 1,100 feet. Easy. So down to 1,100 feet, and then we fly the missed approach. Missed approach looks like it's going to be 2,100 feet direct to the GLJ, the Guadalupe VOR, and then we'll hold the Guadalupe VOR. Hold entry on this, we're just going to fly a standard, I'm just going to fly a parallel. So we'll fly it out, and they'll bring it back around, and we'll fly it back in, and then we'll do one lap in the hold. So that's easy enough. And then as we're coming around for the lap in the hold, we'll plan to make the turn again, and then I'm sure we'll get vectored off to the next approach. So we'll ask for the diversion there, and then we're going to then be vectored up for the VOR Alpha approach into San Luis Obispo. So let's assume that we're going to be coming in from the southeast here. So we're coming in from this direction. Most likely what's going to happen is that we're going to be vectored to the Morro Bay VOR, and then we're going to have to fly the procedure turn. So we're going to fly outbound for a couple of miles. We're going to make the right turn out to 309, fly that for 1 minute, and then make a turn back in to intercept the 004 back into Morro Bay. Fly that to Morro Bay, set our timers and all that stuff, and then fly it down to, it looks like, 4 DME. 4 DME is 1,700 feet, and then we can continue down to, oh crap. We can continue down to circling minimums, which we will have DME on board, so we can fly the TACAN or DME minima. So the circling minimums for the DME is going to be 1,120 feet. So we take it down to 1,120 feet, and then we can make our circle at or below 1,120 feet from there. Usually we're going to circle into runway, the northwest-facing runway. So we'll come in and do something like that. So that's going to be the plan. That's the flight. And if we have to go over the missed approach here, which I don't think we'll have to, unless they make us go around, we'll kind of improvise and figure it out from this. So I'll rebrief this stuff once we're all up in the air. But I just kind of wanted to get an idea as to like what we would be flying here in terms of procedures and all that stuff. So it shouldn't be too bad. All right. So what do we got to do? We need to file a flight plan between Santa Barbara and Santa Maria. And all the subscriptions, I'll get you guys here in just a second. I want to do, one thing at a time. So let me think here. Let's look at, I want to see if there's any tech routes first of all. So myflightroute.com. I'll go ahead and hide the iPad for the time being. Please tell me I did that whole briefing and okay, so you could actually see my, I did a briefing a couple weeks ago and you guys couldn't see my iPad and I felt pretty terrible about that. Once again, I'll get the bits and the subs here in a second, guys. So let's do a flight. Nope, not a flight search. Let's go tech route search. I just want to make sure there is no tech route. I don't think there is for this flight. So SBA, KS, MX. There's nothing here in my flight route. So we'll just put together our own flight plan. Okay, so let's get rid of SBP. Boom. Sure, we'll go to 4,000 feet, whatever. And they want us to fly the Flout 5 departure. Okay. So procedure, departure, Flout 5 to San Marcos. Close. No, add that. Sorry. Departure, Flout 5, San Marquis, add to route. Yeah. We'll go brief that in a second. So I guess you should have read the rating. I would have realized that that's the wrong. I wasn't going to be the Santa Monica departure. It was going to be the Flout 5. It's okay. We can handle that. That's depart, intercept the radial outbound, fly that down to Flout, and then probably... Interesting. How do we get back? Do we go left turn or right turn to go back? From Flout intersection via the RZS 197 radial to the RZS Vortac. Cross Gaviota 092 at or above 6,000 feet. So we need at least 6,000 feet for this flight. I'm curious as to whether you would go left or right in this scenario because you're doing a 180 degree turn. So ostensibly, I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, it looks like it's going to be a slight left turn. It looks like it's actually not quite 90 degrees. Well, no, it would be. Yeah, no, it would be 90 degrees because we're intercepting a radial. Like we're intercepting an outbound. We'll just make a big left turn, intercept the radial back inbound. The left turn seems safer, given that the left turn keeps us safely over the water, as opposed to the right turn, which sort of points us back towards land. So we'll go with that. Great, fantastic. Okay, so we'll do the Flout 5 to RZS. And then we'll plan to just fly the approach in from there. So the approach is going to be the Localizer Backcourse Alpha from RZS. Add that to my route. And I will get rid of the overlaid chart because I don't actually like those. I know I can keep that from showing up, but that's fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and file this real quick. File a flight plan. IFR, November 717 Tango Sierra. We are a P2006T. And we're going to be slant golf. We'll file for 140. Let's do 140 true. KSBA to KSMX. And we're going to go up to 6,000 feet, it looks like. Yeah, we need 6,000 feet for the star, so... this SID, I should say, so we can do that. And then we'll fly the flout departure. Flout 5. Check. File. Okay. Toss that over there. I love this little airplane. It's so cool. Toss it over there. We'll say some big thank yous. I am Marcus72. Thanks for 25 months. Thank you very much, buddy. Cheers. We got water tonight because it's Monday and I don't drink on Mondays. Ollie Gator, thank you very much for your support. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Cheers to you, Ollie Gator. Ahoon Gate, also thank you for your support and welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Cheers, my friend. I do appreciate it. 2 Zulu Mike is here for 12 months. Happy Monday. Next week's rating in the Pocket Rocket. I don't know about that. DME arc in the Pocket Rocket seems a little tough, but we'll see what happens. 2 Zulu Mike, thanks for 12 months, though, man. I do appreciate it. Cheers. And J10GB, thanks for the 500 bits, man. I do appreciate it. Still owe you a beer. Hope this is enough. Perfect, dude. Thank you very much, man. Cheers. Appreciate it. Scotty doesn't know. Good to see you. 2 Zulu Mike, happy Monday. Citation Max, how you doing, my friend? John Fezza, welcome aboard. Is that John Fezza? Yeah. You and your damn yellow name. Azul Aviation, how you doing? Yeah. Good. All right. So that's our briefing. We've briefed the flight. The briefing is complete. The briefing has been done. Let's do fuel and people, and we will get the plane started. Get our clearance, and we'll get out of here. So weight and balance. Let's just, I don't know. I don't think we need that much gas. We could probably get away with 5 hours of flight time tonight, right? Add a few more people. There we go. Hit the done button. Post lunch. Thank you for your support, and welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Cheers, my friend. Thank you. All right. Okay, so that's weight balance and fuel done. Apply. Good. All right, so how do we start this thing? First of all, it's got a yoke. It does yoke things. The cleaners were in today, and so all of my stuff has been moved ever so slightly. There we go. So yoke does yoke things. The pedals work. Throttle works. Prop lever works. Good. I'm not too worried about carb heat. If we need carb heat, we'll use carb heat. Is it on or off? That's probably off right there. Okay. So let us go props full. Props full. Interestingly. Interestingly, the props aren't actually full when I go full on the props. That's odd. Okay, well, whatever. Props full, throttles off, master can come on. We'll get some airplane noises out there, that's fine. Should leave the avionics off for now. You can see the engine instruments here. Okay, left side's on left tank, right side's on right tank. This is important. For whatever reason, it defaults to put them both in the left tank. It's kind of annoying. Left fuel pump, right fuel pump on. We'll put both of the ignitions on. Crack the throttle just a little bit here. Clear prop. Clear prop. Got the park brake. Yeah. Apparently my props are ever so slightly out of sync here. That's going to be annoying. All right, let's put you away. All right, so we can turn the fuel pumps off. Feels good there. Engine's good. Let's see here. Those are good. Avionics comes on. Cross buses come on. And we want the taxi light, landing light, and we'll need the strobe on. Let's go ahead and turn that down a little bit. We'll grab ye ol' Atis. 32 point. Grab 32.9 first. Just tune that in up here. 32.9. Good.
Good evening, sir. We're looking for the I-100, please.
Damn it,
Looking
Max.
for the what? I-10, sir, for the 10th time.
012 Sierra Alpha.
3265. Is that Marcus?
Should have maintained 14,000.
Oh, that's not Marcus. Okay. It almost sounded like Marcus. All right. 3265 is
Sierra
Atis.
Alpha, the Fox altimeter 3006.
Yeah, we'll com 2 on.
Temperature 17, dew point 10, altimeter 3007. Arriving and departing runways 25, 33 left, 33 right. Visual approaches in use. VFR departures, contact clearance, delivery, advice on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested.
Okay.
Back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Kilo.
Kilo.
Santa Barbara Municipal Airport, ATIS information Kilo. 2353 Zulu. Wind 260 at Niner. Visibility 10. Sky condition, clear. Temperature 17, dew point 10, altimeter 3007. Arriving and departing runways 25, 33 left, 33 right. Visual approaches in use. VFR departures, contact clearance, delivery, advice on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway
Yeah, we got all that. Good. Okay, we have Kilo. Let's fix some sounds here real quick, because the sounds are not in a good place.
2 Sierra Papa Links. Flight check 3 clear to the Santa Maria Airport. Float 5 departure San Marcos transition direct. Maintain 3,000. Expect 8,000 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 120.55. Squawk 4361.
Oh, that is Goldie, isn't it? Okay.
Alright, flight check 3 to clear to Santa Maria. Block 5, San Marcos, asphalt. 3 initially 5, 12055, and squawk 4361.
Flight check 3, read back correct. Good evening, Maxwell.
Good evening, Goldie. How you doing, buddy?
Good, man.
Good to see ya.
You too.
Santa Barbara clearance, happy Monday. It's Tecnam 717 Tango Sierra, IFR clearance, Santa Maria for the I-10.
717 Tango Sierra, Santa Barbara clearance. Evening, Ty. Happy Monday. Clear to the Santa Maria Airport. Float 5 departure. San Marcos transition and direct. Maintain 3,000. Expect 6,000 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 120.55. Squawk 5560.
Clear to Santa Maria Airport, Flout 5, San Marcos direct. 3,000 departure, 6,005. Departure 120.55. Squawk 5560. It's good to see you. 7 Tango Sierra.
You too, man. 7 Tango Sierra, read back, Jack. 2927 November.
All right, we'll turn him off for a second here. We'll come on down here. Let's get the FMS programmed up. Well, the G1000, I guess. So you know what? Let's just click it and bring it out. It's a little. I find the 3D panel to be kind of difficult to use because some of the click spots are not the best. If I can have a complaint, that would probably be the biggest one right there. All right, so DVU. All right, so let's delete the existing flight plan right there. And then SBA, procedure, departure, Flute 5. Excuse me. We'll plan for runway 25 on this departure. To RZS, load. And then we're taking that all the way down to KSM. X. Procedure. Select approach. Let's get the whole thing loaded up in here. So Localizer Backcourse Alpha from San Marcos. Good. Minimums we'll call out ourselves. Actually, I'll just program a minimum. So it's going to be barrel altitude. And the barrel altitude for the minimums are 1,100 feet. Oh, dear God. There we go. Enter. Load. Good. Okay, so we briefed this departure already. I'm going to program some frequencies up here just so we got them handy. First is going to be San Marcos 114.9er. So let's go 114.9er. We got RZS identified. Good. And then after that is going to be the Localizer back course. So we'll plug that in real quick. So we pull that right off the chart here. It's going to be 108.9er. So we're going to go from San Marcos directly to this intercept point. So 108.9er. Oops, 108.9. Good. So checked and checked. Put you away. Come down here now. And we'll go CDI to VOR1. And we'll set the DME. No. What do we do here? Yeah, we'll set the DME now. So we've got nav1 DME 114.9er. Checked. And that is DME 6.1 right now. Okay, perfect. So the outbound course here we're going to fly is 197. All right, so we'll set the course then for 197. I'm going to use my cheater button on my joystick. 197 right there. Okay. Then let's plan to go to... All right, so we need to go then to 3,000 feet for the altitude. Alt buttons here. And right there. 3,000 feet's the initial altitude. Let's climb out of here in... Let's go nav mode. Oh, nope, that's not it. Let's go nav mode. And then we're going to go... Actually, let's go heading mode. And we're going to turn ourselves... We'll initially plan to fly sort of southeast-ish for this intercept. So we'll go that. And then we're going to fly vertical speed. And then we'll plan to... Actually, we'll just do... Yeah, we'll do vertical speed. We'll do up initially at like 700 feet per minute. And then we'll plan to fly... I think this we'll climb this thing about 100 knots. We'll just plan... I don't even know what the speed is. We're going to plan to climb at 100 knots. Should be right around blue line speed. So that's good. Let's go back on here. Transponder code. And 5560. 5560. And then transponder alt back. Okay, so we've got our VOR set up in our nav 1 here. We will fly that out to 11 miles. Fly that out 11 miles from the airport. No, 18 DME. Sorry, we'll fly that out to 18 DME, and then we'll plan to make a left turn then back to the San Marcos VOR. Easy enough. Just check and make sure we're all good here. Yep. Okay. All right, so we've got our altitude. We've got our course set up here. We have all of our departure information set up, and I think we're good to go. So we'll just do our... I don't know. I don't even know I don't know what you bring these things up to for the mag check, but we'll do 1700. Get a drop on either side. Get a recovery. Get a drop on either side. Good. Get a recovery. And we go carb heats. Apparently pulling it back turns the carb heat on. Oh, good to know. Pulling it back turns the carb heat on, so leaving it forward leaves the carb heat off. All right, bring the throttles back to idle. Pull the carb heat all the way back. Make sure she don't die. Noting, of course, that my throttles, for some reason, are slightly off. Unless that's the plane that's doing that to me. Which is entirely possible. Okay, that's good, that's good. All right, let's go one notch flaps. Check the brakes. Brakes are good.
4-5.
Okie dokie. Santa Barbara ground 21.7 tuned in. Oh, we got 21.8 tuned in.
Latino Tower, station air 51964, localizer, correction, ILS 06.
51964 San Bernardino.
21.7. Santa Barbara Tower is 19.7.
Clear to land 06, 51964.
19.7. Checked. Checked. Santa Barbara ground, good evening. Tecnam 717 Tango Sierra's Atlantic Aviation with Kilo for taxi, please.
Number 717 Tango Sierra, Santa Barbara ground, runway 25, taxi via Bravo Alpha Golf.
25 Bravo Alpha Golf, Tecnam 717 Tango Sierra. Okay. Clear to left. Go to the right. Did I mention how much I love this little plane?
172 Sierra Papa Charlie to the ramp for maintenance frequency.
Charlie to the ramp, remaining this frequency.
Okay, that's Bravo, yeah. Sure, I'm getting the right spot here.
Pass for the Cat 6.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, 172 Sierra Papa.
We're 26 Foxtrot, no need to report now, runway 30.
All right. Watch Cross, good to see you. B2, welcome aboard.
Runway 30, clear land.
I got a question. My first resub of the channel is not showing in revenue. Does it show the original sub ends its month? Sorry, it's stupid. I got my first sub on a channel. It's not showing in. I don't know how that works with. With affiliates. I'll see the revenue. I see the revenue within a day from all the subscriptions. But I don't know with the affiliate folks how that shows up for you guys. Because I know that like that's one of those things where some things are just a little bit different. 42 Sinclair, good to see you. Steichenier, welcome aboard. 122 Victor Uniform, good to see you. Star, Yokai, Kleenex Ghost. Happy Monday, guys. Kevin Lister, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. I think we got everybody for now. Spaceman 2299, good to see you. How's the Eclipse 5? Dude, I love the Eclipse 550. I fly that thing constantly. Like that's probably the plane I fly the most off the stream. I'm leasing one in FS Economy right now, having an absolute blast trucking around in that thing, and it's a good little plane. I forget what the trim indicators are on this airplane.
12 Sierra Alpha Connect Fox Tower 118.52.
Oh, well, the autopilot was apparently on.
Santa Barbara Tower, flight check 3 is ready to go, 15 left.
Flight check tree, Santa Barbara Tower, runway 15 left. Clear for takeoff.
Has to be.
Go for takeoff 15 left, flight check 3.
Has to be a trim indicator somewhere.
Fox Tower, 12 Sierra Alpha, RNAV GPS 24. 12 Sierra Alpha, Fox Tower, good evening, runway 24, clear to land, the wind 210 to 12.
Assuming Max is gone. Let's turn it down a touch.
35 Charlie Foxtrot, turn a right.
Tower, and then 2055 is departure. 2055. Between the seats. Ah, good call. I don't see the indicator. We definitely were pitched all the way down, though. Or all the way up. Well, there's no there's no trim indicator. Yeah? What do you say? That's pretty close. Good. All right. Turn it down just a touch. Turn him up a touch. We got tower tuned in.
Flight check 3, connect departure.
Departure, flight check 3, good day.
Number tower,
What's the speed down here?
2927 November. ILS,
Maneuvering speed.
Localizer,
Okay.
27.
Number 2927 November, Limburg Tower. Good evening, runway 27, cleared to land, wind 300
Whatever,
at
we'll figure it
Niner.
out.
Runway 27, cleared to land. 2927 November.
35 Charlie Foxtrot, turn right heading 270, rolling out North Island Airport. It'll be 12 o'clock.
There's your
9
indicator.
miles.
Look out the window. Yep. I fly off stream. Yeah, dude. I do fly quite a bit. I haven't been able to do as much the last couple of weeks because I've been busy. Center Upper Tower. Good evening. Tecnam 717 Tango Sierra holding short 25.
Flight check 3, Santa Barbara departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 8,000. Number 717 Tango Sierra, Santa Barbara Tower, runway 25, line up and wait.
Line up and wait 25. Tecnam 717 Tango Sierra. Go to the left or right. Go to the left.
35 Charlie Foxtrot, VFR traffic 11 o'clock, 4 miles southeast, indicating 3,500. Other than that, no traffic observed between you and the field. Radar service terminated for cancellation of IFR on the air or in the ground. In the air or on the ground, this frequency changes approved.
Is this a live session with ATC 42 Sinclair? We're flying on a network called PilotEdge. And
717 Tango Sierra, runway 25, clear for takeoff. The wind 260 at Niner.
clear for takeoff, runway 25, 7 Tango Sierra. So yes, it's a real person providing us with ATC. All right, on departure, left turn to intercept the 197 radio. Just bugged up.
Taxi to the ramp 51964. Have a great night.
You too.
Okay, power's up, engines are green, airspeed's alive. There's red and blue. Positive rate gear. Let's pitch for about 80 or so. Climb ourselves up to 500 or 400 feet, make our left turn. 200 feet.
7 Tango Sierra, contact departure.
Departure, 7 Tango Sierra. We'll see you. Departure, there's 400 feet. Make our left turn. Santa Barbara departure, Tecnam 717 Tango Sierra 500, climbing 3,000.
717 Tango Sierra, Santa Barbara departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 6,000, the altimeter 3007.
6,007, 7 Tango Sierra. Let's call that our intercept right there. Okay, so I want to have nav mode, and we'll go with flight level change, about 100 knots or so. VOR, autopilot flight change, 100 knots. Full power is fine. After takeoff, gear is up, lights are out, flaps are up and indicated. And we're up to 6,000 feet. 1,500 for 6,000. Should get the intercept here in a moment. There it goes. Here's the outbound. We fly this now to 18 DME. I like this little plane. JC Film, good to see you. Trim indicators just to the left of the alt knob of the G1000. Oh yeah, this thing don't climb well at all. Yeah, usually the indicator's right here. Oh, there it is. Okay, I see. There's the trim. Ah, thank you. Well, there's rudder trim too. What do you know? I see. Does it have a yaw damper? No, there's no yaw damper in this. Kidding me? It's all right though. Yeah, Max. If you're in the Tecnam, man, we don't go very fast.
Radio
Oh, you're the
check.
TBM.
10 by.
SoCal approach, 5 Charlie Foxtrot, Camp 5, reach your help. 120 Alpha to the ramp, remain this frequency, good night. 5 Charlie Foxtrot, thanks.
All right, 3-3 climbing 6. Dude, we're not climbing that slow though. We're doing 900 feet per minute at 100 knots. That's better than your average 172. Certainly not as fast as your TBM. Well, this has got me flying a right turn here. We might just end up doing that then. Like, I don't think it actually matters. It'd be an interesting thing to look up in the aim to see if it matters whether you do left or right. Interestingly, he's pointing Max and I right at each other too, though. Real MG, thank you very much for the bits. I do appreciate it. I feel the need for the lack of speed.
November 2927, November, exit right, taxi to the ramp by Charlie, remain this frequency.
What other planes does VSKYLABS make? I think they made a DC-3. They made that, oh man. They made that, what is the experimental, not the experimental, LSA amphibian. Oh, I can't think of the name of the airplane. They made another one that just came out like a couple weeks ago that we'll take a look at here pretty soon. I think Max just flew right above us. Yeah. Somewhere he's up there. Boy, the engines are loud when you go outside. Holy cow. Don't think that's much I can do to turn that down either. Icon A5, that's the one. Thank you. Yeah, they made the Icon A5. All right, so 18 DME, we'll make the right turn out of here. I saw this what Max did. This is what my FMS is drawing, so we'll just go with that. Actually, we could just put this into VNAV, or LNAV. So we go CDI, via VR GPS, then back into nav mode. So we're on the leg to flout, and then after that, it makes the right turn, intercept, and back in it goes. Cool. In VNAV, or in LNAV, we trust. Star Yokai, good to see you. How long does this flight take? As long as real life. Yep, this is going to be a real life length flight. For this particular leg, we're looking at probably 20 to 30 minutes. Flight's telling me about 38 minutes right now, but we're also going to speed up here once we reach our cruise altitude. So my guess is it's going to be about a half an hour. But so for this particular flight, we're doing sort of a pseudo training flight. We're gonna fly an approach into an airport. We're gonna intentionally go missed, so we're gonna not land at that airport. Go fly a missed approach procedure, so the thing that you would do in the real world if you, for whatever reason, didn't have the runway or had to go around. And then we're gonna divert to another airport. So, like, all said and done, it's probably gonna be over an hour until we're on the ground. My guess is we'll be on the ground sometime between 10:15 and 10:30 Eastern time.
Flight 3, advise information, Quebec, safe approach request.
We have Quebec, sir. We're requesting the Localizer back course approach into Santa Maria.
Santa Maria. Addons 2115.
August at or above 6,000. Cleared for Localizer DME back course Alpha approach. Expect straight in runway 30.
Okay, 2115.
San Marcos at or above 6. We'll clear the Logue back.
Yeah,
course
we don't have it just yet, so we'll grab the weather once we get a little
flight check
closer.
3.
Max is way ahead of us. He's also flying twice as fast as we are too, which helps. I do have the throttles cranked though, as hard as we can go. Should get a little bit more speed out of this thing once we get to out there, once we get turned around. 133 true. Sure, we can do a little bit better. It's like we'll have a nice tailwind though once we get turned around. That's gonna help. There's a crosswind. Yeah. So that tailwind component's gonna start coming up.
We're at TBM 900, sir. Flight check 3.
Flight check 3, over, thank you.
He's real fast is what he's saying. Jimmy the NG, good to see you. I didn't realize Briggs and Stratton made airplane engines. Dude, you're not far from the truth there. Go look up these Rotax engines. They're basically snowmobile engines that are running this airplane. In fact, I rode around last year. I had a chance to go riding around on some jet skis, and the jet skis had Rotax engines in them, and they were I think it was 200 to 250 horses in these jet skis. Each of the engines in this airplane are 100. So the jet ski had way more power and pretty much the same engine as what we got in here. It's definitely a lawnmower. Jonathan Cordova, how you doing, man? It's good to see you. Square Triangle, good to see you as well. Is there a good Airbus A400M hiding somewhere? I'm not sure what that is, but it doesn't sound like it doesn't sound familiar. So I'm willing to say probably not. Unfortunately, there's a lot of very obscure planes that simply have not been given the time of day in any sim for that matter. All right, there's the reestablished.
17 Sierra VFR traffic to your 10-11 o'clock, 6 miles is southeastbound 5,500 indicated type is unknown.
Negative traffic looking 7 Tango Sierra. All right, there he is on the TCAS. It's right there. So we should be right around here. We use our binoculars and cheat. It's very difficult to spot traffic on PilotEdge. It's tough to spot in the real world too. But PilotEdge is especially difficult because it isn't like the planes don't get drawn in until you get real close to them most of the time. He should be right around here. There's somebody. Nope, that's a car. Never mind, it's a cop car. I can see a cop car on the road, but I can't find a plane in the air. Go figure. It is supposed to be cheaper for multi-training, yeah. I think flight schools are renting it out like between $2 and $250 is what I've seen an hour, which is really cheap compared to a lot of other places.
3 Santa Monica Tower, wind 220 at 7. Enter right down runway 21 Port Mid.
What's this plane used for? I think it's used mostly for flight training. I think one of the YouTube guys has one of these things because Steve-O and Knievel went up. I think M0A has one of these that he uses for multi-training. And he took Steve-O up for a flight once. Traffic just crossed in front of us. He should be right out here somewhere. I go cruising around on one of these things though, man. Like they're pretty cool looking planes. Not a lot of space, but you know, it's fine. You got enough cargo room back here, enough cargo hold back here to do some stuff. Plane's got a little bit of get up and go.
717 goes Sierra, night shift, Quebec and approach request.
Yeah, we'll grab Quebec. We're looking for the Localizer DME back course alpha approach into Santa Maria, 17 Sierra.
17 Sierra, cross San Marcos at 6,000, clear Localizer DME back course alpha approach. Expect straight in for runway 30.
Cross San Marcos at above 6,000, cleared Localizer DME back course alpha approach. We'll expect the straight in 30. Be advised, we're planning a missed approach with a full procedure, 17 Sierra.
Right.
Okay, so that's all programmed in and ready to go. Need to keep an eye on that though, because there's, for whatever reason, yes. We need to go.
Previous traffic note factor, however, additional traffic to your 12 o'clock and 8 miles westbound, 6,600 indicated type unknown.
Okay, we're looking at something else here. Okay, I'll activate the approach. So I forgot to do that. So we'll activate the approach. GPS will fly that. We'll change over to the VOR radios here in a second once we're established towards the back course. And I'll probably end up flying that segment by hand too. Okay, so that's done. I need to get Quebec.
Sky condition clear. Temperature 18. Dew point -1. Altimeter 3009. Arriving and departing runway 30. Visual approaches in use. Read backhaul runway assignment and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information with Beck.
Quebec.
Santa Maria Public Airport. ATIS information with Beck. 0051 Zulu. Wind 290 at 8. Visibility 9er. Sky condition clear. Temperature 18. Dew point -1. Altimeter 3009er. Arriving and departing runway 30. Visual approaches in use.
Okay.
Read backhaul.
Santa Barbara approach, Tecnam 717 Tango Sierra, Quebec, Santa Maria.
Okay.
Okay, let them know we got that. And in we go. So once we cross San Marcos, we stay 6,000 feet until we get to Madu. Madu is identified by 14.9 DME. So we'll brief this approach again real quick. We're going to fly the Localizer DME backcourse alpha approach into Santa Maria Airport.
29263, set type aircraft.
Tune into 108.9er for the Localizer with a final approach course of 300. Santa Monica Tower, I'm assuming, is going to be next, 18.3. So we'll punch them in. 18.3. There we go. We are coming in from the San Marcos VOR, so we're going to cross San Marcos at above 6,000 feet. We're going to fly the 286 outbound course from San Marcos VOR. We're 6,000 feet until Madu. Madu identified by 14.9 DME, at which point we can go down to 4,600 feet. We're then going to take that until we get to DME 29er. At DME 29er, we're going to intercept the back course, the Localizer back course inbound to Santa Maria. And we should grab that right around K Oaks. Or Cokes. Cokes should be 11.6. And from there, once we cross Cokes, we get down to 3,000 feet. Take that to Camco. Camco identified by 5.8. Camco, after Camco, we can go down to 1,720 feet. At 2 DME, once we cross 2 DME, we can then go down to minimums at 1,100 feet. At 1,100 feet, or 0.5 on the DME, we are then going to execute the missed approach. Missed approach procedures: fly straight out, direct Guadalupe VOR. We're then going to make a parallel entry into this VOR. It's going to be left turns to 300 out and 120 in. Questions? Comments? Fantastic. At that point, we're then going to plan to divert and go to San Luis Obispo Airport.
Number 1, Whiskey Tango, downwind clearance advised, information Echo C, hype aircraft.
So let's sync up the heading bug here. And then we're going to come down here and go to heading mode. Change our CDI over to Localizer 1.
November 11 Whiskey Tango, after departure, fly heading 330, maintain VFR at or below 2,400. Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 4.
Oh, there we go. 14. Okay, that makes more sense. 14.9er. And we should be 286 right there. So we'll go to nav mode. So now we're just flying off the radios. I got the GPS up as a backup, but I do have to, like, primary navigation has to be the Localizer DME. And off we go. NAM 106, thank you for 4 months of support, and I'm aboard. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, sir. Cheers. Thank you very much. Yes, we're flying the I-10 rating currently. I-10. Dr. Jaramba, good to see you. Welcome aboard.
And November 11 Whiskey Tango, are you back correct?
Guadalupe is how I would say it, because I say things funny. We've ascertained in the we've ascertained that I don't know how to say words, so there's that. Victor Uniform, I'm happy that you can fit into a 150, but yeah, I definitely, there's no way I can fly a 150. It's a single person aircraft for me. Like, I'm not even getting an instructor in there unless I've got 45 minutes of gas. I would love to go up in one sometime just because I've heard they're fun, like they're fun little planes to fly. Did I finish my IFR? Yeah, I finished my IFR back in January.
Check 3, Santa Maria Tower.
I have yet to log any actual time with my IFR rating, but I have finished the rating, and I have flown in the system a few times.
Tango Sierra VFR traffic to your 3 to 4 o'clock, 2.5 miles, same direction, 5,300. Indicate appears to be descending, type is unknown, also appears to be going a bit faster than you on a intersecting heading.
7 Tango Sierra, thank you. I guess we'll keep an eye out for him. Like I can't do much when he's coming up my tailpipe like this, but he's 1,000 feet below me, so we should be okay.
Sugar 263 and Y21 clear to fly.
So we're gonna keep him in mind. I'm probably gonna not descend until he's past me, because he's 1,000 feet below me right now. So I'll wait till he's past me. But I can't descend anyway for another 7 miles, so we're okay. Keep an eye out back there and look for him. Tell our passengers in the back to do their job. Find the traffic. He said, I love the word ascertain. Don't hate. And Warwick, good to see you, my friend. How you doing? You and I should try out the 150 says this should not found. Yeah. We can sit on the ground and we can make airplane noises because we can't actually have any fuel in there. I could take myself in a 170-pound passenger with a full load of fuel. Okay. Victor Uniform, how much? What are you up to, buddy? I'm 260, and when I've got gear with me, I usually plan for myself to be about 270, 275 with gear. So how does that work into your weight and balance? Mustafa, good to see you, buddy. Happy Monday. Max says he's 290, can fit in a 150. Yeah, but it's how about when you got a passenger? Yeah, see, you float between 140 and 155. So at 150, you can have a 170-pound passenger. That leaves me with maybe, so if I can find an 80-pound instructor, I can probably go up in one. All right, so our buddy's here off our left now. He's somewhere over here. I got him on the fish finder. 2,000 feet below us. He's just cranking VFR right along that ridge there. So I'm no longer worried about him. So 14.9 DME, we can start down to 4,600 feet. Go from there. We're flying this until we get to 29 DME. So we still got a little ways to go before we start turning in. Oh.
November 11 Whiskey runway 20 left. Taxi via Alpha Hotel, Charlie Kilo.
Heaviest passenger ever taken was 250. We had about an hour plus 45 minutes reserved. That's not too bad then. Yeah, that's doable.
Flight check 3, contact send up departure 120.55.
What is that airport?
Departure flight check 3. We're on the miss 2,100.
Oh, that's Santa Ynez. I got you. Santa Ynez.
Flight check 3, send up
It is 3D.
Radar
I don't think I've ever flown into that airport. It's a untowered airport.
Same entrance.
Alright, published miss, except maintain 2,700. Flight check 3. We're just talking to the guy next to us here. Stand by.
260 closed, depending on how friendly I want to be. I can shed a few more pounds. I think we'll be okay in the 172. We'll just go with it.
Flight 3, you got VFR traffic to 11 o'clock and 4 miles opposite direction.
All right, 14.9 is coming up here, so now we can go down to 4,600 feet. So 4,600 feet. There we go. And we're just going to go vertical speed.
And approach flight check 3. Company wants us
to down about 700.
San Luis Obispo, whatever, for the VOR Alpha.
San Luis Obispo or whatever.
Flight check 3, Roger, you expect that. Do you want to continue in the hold now or do you go direct to Oral Bay now?
Unable. We need to do a lap in the hold first.
Flight check 3, Roger.
All right, so we're down to 4,600 feet, so we got about 1,000 feet to go. And so the next thing we're looking for is 29 DME. Once we get to about 2425, I'll switch back over to heading mode, and we'll queue up the localizer back course in here, and get ready to fly that inbound.
26263 taxi ramp 5 Bravo. Have a nice day. Ready this frequency.
There is a back course button that we'll have to hit once we get a little closer, so the plane don't try to fly the wrong way. So the thing with the back course, what happens is you end up having the needle swing in the wrong direction. So you're turning with the needle as opposed to turning into the needle. Yeah, you're turning with the needle as opposed to turning into it. So if the needle is deflected to the left, that means you need to make a right turn. If it's deflected to the right, you need to make a left turn. I think that's how it works. This sounds right to me. We're gonna go with it. $400 to go. This isn't so bad with the autopilot, right?
Retard.
Max has never flown without saying unable. Can confirm. Mixlax, how you doing, my friend? Piper Hawk, thanks for 5 months, and thanks for the tier 2 sub, buddy. I really do appreciate it. Love the streams. Hope you have a great week. You as well, my friend. Thank you. Cheers. ATC remind you if you have it backwards. Yeah. But then we'll fail the test, man. We want to pass the test today. We got all this fancy glass up here to try to make it easier for us. But yeah, that was Max you heard on voice, yeah. I would opt for fully clothed in the 172. You may get stuck together in the 150. Yeah.
Saratoga 399, contact the showground.
Why is it saying there's 2 Madus? That just scared the crap out of me. I saw Madu and then another Madu. So for whatever reason, the FMS thinks there's 2 Madu intersections. And it would have actually flown that procedure incorrectly because it would have tried to go direct to K Oaks. K Oaks is where we're eventually going to intercept, but we're not going direct to K Oaks. That's all right. Well, that's why we're on the radio. That's why we're flying primary on the radio and not the GPS. So we just stay on this course. Okay, so let's link our heading bug up. That's good. Let's go to heading mode. Indicated. And then we will go to 108.9er. ISMX is identified. And we're going to be 300 coming in there.
2 miles opposite direction, type altitude unknown.
Flight check 3, IMC.
What? Crap. It won't let me reverse the localizer. That's interesting. I would have thought it would let me do that, but that's okay. Whatever. So we'll push the back course button here. Back course is queued up, so we're going to keep an eye on this to make sure that it actually flies this thing in properly. Once we make the intercept, we can fly to DME 11.6. At 11.6, we can then start down to 3,000 feet. Cool. Yeah. Ortho ruins everything else. Yeah, I love the ortho scenery. It's very simple. Slant 4 flight. Touche. It's a little dyslexic. Yeah, that's doing some weird stuff. I would expect to be able to crank this arrow around. But that's okay. So we got just as long as it intercepts in back course mode, I'm fine with that. This is the first time I've tried to fly a coupled back. No. I don't know why it's turning so aggressively into that, but we're going to keep that from happening. It's the first time I've tried to fly a coupled back course approach in this with this G1000. So we'll we'll just stay in heading mode for a second here. Once we're a little closer, once I get straightened out here, I'll try to go into back course and we'll see what it does. Like, it should work. Okay, so back course is now green. Back course is active. We should see a right turn in just a moment. There we go. Beautiful.
39921, sugar ground runway 30.
Okay, 11.6, DME 11.6. One more mile, we can then start down to 3,000 feet. Easy. I got the airport too, but it doesn't matter. Okay, missed approach.
We can go to San Luis whenever.
2100 up to the G, the Guadalupe VOR, 111.0.
San Luis Obispo Airport. Via procedure at Morro Bay. Direct, climb and maintain 4,000.
So I got 111.0 punched in there. We'll fly direct to that once we go missed. Okay, so we can now start down. 11.6 we've crossed, so let's go 3,000 indicated, or 3,000 is punched in. Let's go vertical speed. 1,000 feet per minute. Pull the power back.
11 Whiskey Tango, Jelling Tower.
5.8 is the next DME we're looking for, so we got 5 miles to go. At 5.8, we go to 1720.
Heading for Morro Bay for now. We're just getting it put in the box.
Flight check 3, heading 300, 300, heading when able direct Morro Bay.
They're heading when able direct Morro Bay.
Okay. 1,000 to go.
For 7 Tango Sierra, contact Santa Maria Tower 18.3.
Tower 18.3, 7 Tango Sierra.
Radar number 11 Whiskey Tango, short 20 left.
Give him a second, then we'll make our call.
Denver 1 Whiskey Tango, John, runway 20 left, clear for takeoff 12405.
He'll ask me to report Camco inbound.
Clear for takeoff 11 Whiskey
I would assume. Santa Maria Tower, Tecnam 717 Tango Sierra's on the Localizer DME back course Alpha for 30.
For 717 Tango, Santa Maria Tower 30, clear to land with 908.
Okay, clear to land 30, and we're planning the missed approach 7 Tango Sierra.
Right.
Okay, there's 3,000. Let's go power back to full.
Bunch of 3 enabled, say,
once we cross 5.8, 5.8 DME, we can go down to 1720. We'll just call it 1,800 feet. Because I can't, there's no way for me to actually do 1720. So 1,800. Back course, you're going the wrong way. Plain Ben, how you doing, man? Insert name, welcome aboard. We're on the first flight still. Pick a 5 string, how you doing? Ron H, welcome aboard. Real MG, happy Monday. Good to see y'all.
Correction, flight check 3, I just expect.
Alright, there's 6.3, looking for 5.8. 5.8 to 1,800. Let's bring our power back.
Bakersfield Tower, short over 39921, holding short 30.
5.8, vertical speed, down we go. Go gear down. I forget what the flap speeds are. Placarded somewhere.
Clear for takeoff.
Clip takeoff 30, right 39921.
Yeah.
For 11 Whiskey Tango, ready to attack, kind of departure.
Whatever. Alright, first notch flaps
Over
there.
departure, thanks. 11 Whiskey Tango.
About 90 knots. Okay, 2 DME, we want to be 1,800 feet.
Flight check 3, say weather condition. Flight check 3, to P5 traffic, just on your 11 o'clock. Less than a mile, 2,800 indicated, type unknown. Flight check 3 approved.
Okay, there's 4.4 DME, looking for 2 DME. 2 DME, 1,800. 2 DME, we can continue down then to 1,100. There's 4.
If that truck looks like he's climbing right alongside you, can you verify that?
Let's go a little bit more aggressive in the descent here.
Is he below you right now?
Currently, everybody's up at San Luis Obispo right now.
Roger, just making sure mouth motors are showing right thing.
Mile and a half. Here comes 1800. Keep yourselves right around 90 knots. 90 knots, 1800. And 2 DME, we can start down at minimums. Minimums next. That's 21 or 1100 feet.
Just clean Southwest 102, I for Las Vegas.
Flight check 3, flight heading 330 for traffic. South 102, clear on trunk west.
Looking good.
The 39921 kind departure.
Going to departure 921.
We're on Whiskey Tango, SoCal departure, cancel.
Look at my
altitude
KS26,
restriction,
good to see it.
navigation.
Welcome aboard. Didn't know what the plane was, I had to Google it. It's a cool plane. Okay, we got a mile and a half now to get down to 1100 feet. My airplane. So we'll take her down to 1100 and then we'll hold it to a half mile. At a half mile, we're going to go missed.
3992, I'm picking show departure radar contact.
300 above.
102, clear due Las Vegas Airport, Orca 3 departure, rise and transition, then S5. 956, set maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 125.2,
200 above.
squawk 3535.
Minimums.
Southwest 102, go Las Vegas, Orca 3, minus S5.
We level off now. 0.3 more miles at 0.5 DME, we go around.
Southwest 102, you're back, correct.
Okay, 0.5 going around. Positive rate. Gear up. Flaps up. $2,100 feet.
Flight check 3, cleared rep Morro Bay, cross Morro Bay at 4,000, cleared for the VOR Alpha
Direct
approach,
Guadalupe.
6, circle runway 29er.
GLJ. Crank that around.
Flight check 3, previous
Okay, so we'll
traffic
go
is
direct.
to your 9, 10
vertical
o'clock,
speed,
4 miles,
nav.
same direction, 4,600 indicated type
Let's go
button up.
flight change mode, actually. 90 knots is fine. Okay, so we're 90 knots up to 2,100 feet, direct to Guadalupe VOR. And we are... There's no DME. Good. There is no DME on that VOR. Nice. Santa Maria Tower, Tecnam 717, take us here, going around.
Santa Barbara departure, 120.55.
2055, 7, take us here. Santa Barbara Tower, Tecnam 717, take us here, is 2,100, missed approach.
For 717 Tango Sierra, Santa Barbara departure, radar contact. Exit missed approach, procedure as published, except maintain 2,700.
Missed approach as published, except maintain 2,700, 7, take us here.
For 7 Tango Sierra, my able to say intentions.
We'll go. 700.
November 1, Whiskey Tango, Epic approach 135.4.
I need a timer. Get my 67-second timer
Could you
there.
repeat that for 11 Whiskey Tango?
1 Whiskey Tango, Epic approach 135.4.
135.4, 11 Whiskey Tango.
Santa Barbara approach, Tecnam 717, Tango Sierra wants one lap in the hold, and then we're going to divert to the San Luis Obispo Airport via the VOR approach.
For 717 Tango Sierra, roger.
Okay. All right, so we'll cross the VOR. We'll cross the VOR here. We don't have a DME on this one. That's fine. We don't really need it. We'll just grab this here. We're going to fly an outbound leg for 1 minute, and then we'll make a right turn,
300.
intercept the inbound course, and then fly one full lap there. So right now we're Looking for 120 on the outbound, 300 on the outbound. So we're actually we're bang on where we want to be. Across that VOR, we'll start a 1-minute timer. Timer ref for timer. I got one in front of me too, but I'll do it down here. There you go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Piece cake, right? That was the hardest part of the whole approach. Just like getting your marbles together so you can actually fly the mist. Okay, we'll see a cross here in just a second. It'll switch to a from. There's the from. Start the timer. 1 minute on that timer, then we turn around, make our way back in. We're still in the VOR. That's good. Great. What's the card under the FMS knob by the PFD? This knob right here, it's just giving me maneuvering speed. Oh, hey, maximum landing gear operation speed, 93 knots. We were a little bit above that. Maneuvering speed of 118 knots is what it's telling us. All right, so our gear's up, lights are out, our flaps are up and indicated. Everything else is fine. Great. Sync up the heading bug. We'll go heading mode. Heading's indicated. Okay, there's 1 minute. Make our right turn. And in case we forgot, that's also 1 minute. Okay, the intercept coming back in here is going to be on 120, so we'll put a 120 in the course. There we go. Keep the turn alive. It's about 45 degrees right there. Not bad. Alright, this is all going to happen pretty quick. 45 we don't quite want. We'll do about 30 degrees offset there. Yeah, it's about 45, I guess. That's fine. As soon as we start seeing movement, we're going to start to turn. We're pretty much direct to the VOR right now, though, so there's that. I can tell that because I'm essentially slant 4 flight. Outbound leg will fly 300. Adjust it a little bit if you have to for the winds. I obviously have like 3 moving maps in front of me, so I have there's like no issue with me overshooting this VOR. So we're coming in right here. So we'll go ahead and lead this turn a little bit. We'll start the turn back around now to 300. Big sweeping left-hand turn. Like so. Okay, once we level out here, once we're abeam the VOR, we will then turn the timer back on, fly another 1 minute leg, and then fly ourselves back inbound. Yeah, you could do a teardrop. It doesn't matter. Like, I think a teardrop is what we'd recommended, but I always do parallels. I don't know. Seems to be doing fine, though. And the Garmin, I don't have the Garmin in. I never put it into go-around mode either, so that's why it's kind of all buggered up. I don't actually know how to... Oh, I just take suspend off, and that'll work. And then we can go flight plan, and we can activate the leg and all that stuff, but We don't need any of that.
Southwest 102 LA, ground runway 24 left, taxi via Agma.
Okay, that's a beam. Start the timer.
Tango Sierra, say weather condition.
Clear in a million, 7 Tango Sierra.
7 Tango Sierra, got VFR traffic to your 11 o'clock, 5 miles opposite direction, 3,608K, type unknown.
Okay, we'll look for the traffic, 7 Tango Sierra. Somewhere out there. Probably along the coast.
3 at Morro Bay, contact tower 124 points. Correction 124.0.
At Morro Bay, we'll switch to tower. Flight check 3.
Okay, 30 seconds. Looking good, looking good. Hey, we got 145 knots out of this thing. That's not bad. Attagoy, good to see you. Alex Brashears, welcome aboard. Hello, everybody. Ceremonial Melon, good to see you. Sorry, we're little heads down right now. A lot going on. There's a minute.
Chef 365 Whiskey Sam, bringing the ground runway 6, taxi via Alpha.
Okay, so we're bringing that turn back in. Let's assume Morro Bay is going to be next because that's what we asked for. That's 112.4.
Runway 24, taxi via Alpha.
So just get ready for direct there. Then we can finish the rest up once we're a little closer. So we'll come in here. Keep it just a little bit offset here so we can intercept that inbound. Actually, we should be just fine, it looks like. Anything, we might even overshoot it by a touch. Nope, I think we're gonna be good. That's a pretty clean intercept. I'll take that. Like, we overshot it by maybe 50 feet.
465 Whiskey, runway 24 by Alpha.
Okay, hold that and see what that does.
465 Whiskey, in order to 24, you have to get to Alpha, so you can take whatever taxiway you need to get to Alpha. Once you're on Alpha, you continue to runway 24.
Retard.
South 102, LA Tower 24 left, clear for takeoff.
A little bit off on this intercept. Got the wind pushing us to the left. So just turn into it a touch. Not too much though, because we're basically right on top of this VOR.
Circle south of the field for a left down runway 29.
Once we see it flip here, we'll make another lap in the hold, and then we'll ask him what the hell's going on. And there's the flip.
717 Tango Sierra. Cleared to the San Luis Obispo Airport via proceed direct Morro Bay. Direct, climb maintain 4,000.
Cleared San Luis Obispo, direct Morro Bay, direct 4,000, 7 take us here. Okay, so let's do north-ish. So we'll flip this over to MQO. And we'll turn this guy all the way around. And we'll get direct on there. Looking good right there. So we'll just keep going and get direct. Engage nav mode. We'll go 4,000 feet. What's it doing? I don't know. Don't do that, man. Go back to heading mode.
Traffic.
Hello, everybody from Jeff's channel. Welcome aboard, folks. Jeff, thank you very much for 26 months as well. Cheers. We're making our way up to San Luis Obispo Airport right now. We just flew a missed approach into Santa Maria, so we're doing some SoCal flying here, changing things up, you know. All right, so we're back on the VOR. We're flying her direct, looking good. That's great. Let's come down here. Let's reprogram this FMS real quick. So flight plan menu, delete the flight plan there, and we're gonna go direct to MQO. Actually, we'll just do KSBP. I need the climb going. Hang on. There we go. Get that climb going. All right, bring you back out. KSBP. And then procedure, select approach. We want the VOR Alpha approach from MQO. And taking that all the way down to minimums of 1120. Good. Direct.
Southwest 102, kind of departure.
And whatever. We can just do direct what we're doing right now. It's fine. Hello from Jeff's channel. How you guys doing? Jordan Peterson, good to see you. Chris A23, welcome aboard. Mincy Tay, good to see you. Anybody else we missed here? Diego VS, welcome aboard.
102, 2700.
I hope you guys all enjoyed Jeff's singing this evening. My wife came in and watched for a little bit. She was pretty enthralled by the whole thing. She was super happy when he picked an Enrique song. In fact, she sat in here and sang along for a little bit too.
21 Los Angeles Center, the Palmdale altimeter is 3006.
But yeah, look forward to seeing you this weekend, man. It's gonna be a good time. We got PAX East this weekend.
102 circle departure, you call left.
Yeah, Southwest 122 3600 for speed.
Okay, so let's brief this approach real quick while we've got a few seconds here.
Departure air contact.
Actually, let's grab the ATIS first, so 20.6, and then we'll brief the approach while we're listening to that.
717 Tango Sierra, Baltimore Bay at 4,000, clear for the VOR Alpha approach, expect circle runway 29er.
Crossmo Bay 4,000, clear for the VOR Alpha approach, circle runway 29er, 7 Tango Sierra.
Southwest 102, turn left right Clipper, resume the departure, climb by
Contact,
6.
you have information, hotel.
Okay, we have hotel.
Right Clipper, resume, Columbia Sid, Southwest 102.
San Luis,
Or
County
1 Whiskey
Regional
Tango,
Airport.
contact the circle unit, field air service terminus, Columbia, flight change,
0056
Was talking to me.
Wind 240 at 3. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 17. Dew point 4.
Good.
Altimeter 3007. Arriving and departing runway 29er. Visual approaches in use. Read backhaul runway.
All right, so we got that. We got hotel if we could ask for it. So we're gonna fly the VOR TACAN Alpha, the VOR Alpha approach into San Luis Regional Airport. We're gonna fly off the Morro Bay VOR, which we're currently tuned into. Currently, we're direct to Morro Bay at 4,000 feet. Once we cross Morro Bay, we are going to make an outbound turn to 084. We'll fly that for 5 miles. We'll fly that for about, we'll say 2.5 minutes. Make a right turn to 309, fly that for 1 minute, and then make a left turn back into 129 to intercept the 084 inbound to Morro Bay.
Taxi via
so 4,000 feet until we are... let's see here. 4,000 feet till we are established. Once we're established, we can go down to 3,500 feet on the procedure turn. We'll cross Morro Bay, and then from there we can go down to 28, or we'll cross Morro Bay above 2,800 feet once we're established 280 or 084 inbound. From there, then we can continue down to 1,700 feet at Sinox. Sinox identified by 4 DME from Morro Bay. Then we can go down to 5.5 DME. We can go down to the minimums of 1,120 feet. We'll plan to then get to, so we'll get down to about 1,100. We'll get down to about 1,150 to 1,200 feet.
57 Charlie runway 26
we'll hold
left,
that.
taxi via Delta.
Actually, no, we'll get all the way down to 1,120.
Charlie.
Hold that until we've got the runway. Once we've got the runway, we'll crank our way around and then plan for runway 29er.
26 left.
Easy.
Hold short.
San Luis
Runway
Tower
21.
is 24-0. So cue that up and get it ready to go. I'm actually sweating a little bit right now. 24-0. Good. Check. Good. All right, so we are 10 DME out. We've still got, or 10 and a half, almost 11 DME out, so we're good. Real Louise, good to see you.
Left, taxi via Delta, Charlie. Cross runway 26 right and 26 left.
Czar
Hold short,
BI7,
runway
welcome aboard. Thanks for oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the first time I've been able to tune into Jeff doing the karaoke stuff. That whole Twitch sings thing is kind of cool. I've not seen anybody doing that yet. Okay, so we can come down here. We can go to procedure and then activate approach. And that'll give us the magenta line then. Not that we're going to fly the magenta line. We're going to fly it off the radios. I'd be flying it by hand, but hand flying and trying to do Twitch streaming and all that stuff is whatever. I'm going to be at PAX East on Friday.
7365 Whiskey Hamburger Tower.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to go Sunday. I think I'm going to be here streaming on Sunday, honestly. I'm going to go Friday. We're going to miss the live stream Friday. Saturday, I'm going to go flying. I have... my wife's going to be gone for the evening, so I'll have the daughter all evening. I've got some friends coming over. A couple of beers, a couple of cigars. It'll be a good time once she goes to bed. But, yeah, I'll be at PAX East on Friday. I thought about doing Friday and Saturday, but I just don't think I have the time for it this weekend. What are the consequences if pilots ignore air traffic control and just lands when they want? Do they lose their license? I'd imagine no. There'd be some. If you went against ATC's will like that, like if it was deemed as malicious, you could be arrested. But the validity of your pilot's license would certainly be in question if you decided that you were just going to go Nordo and land anywhere you wanted and didn't have a damn good reason for it.
Plus 102 kind of Los Angeles Center 125.27.
The whole system kind of works under the assumption that we've invested all of this time to get to the point to where we can fly. We don't really want to screw that up just by, you know, hey, I'm going to go be an idiot for an afternoon. But my hunch is, depending on the runway, the airport that you went to, like if you went and you landed at a Class D airport, Nordo, you would certainly be getting a call from the FSDO at some point. If you went and landed at, say, Boston Logan Airport, Nordo, you'd be getting a visit from the airport police on the ground. They probably would arrest you on the spot. That kind of stuff is not taken particularly lightly. Okay, so let's go sync up the heading bug, go to heading mode. And then our outbound course is going to be 264. I mean, yeah, there's certainly nothing, literally nothing stopping you from doing that. If you were to do it in the DC area, depending on which way you were pointed, you might get shot out of the sky.
Calling, say your call sign, please.
DC area, you definitely don't want to screw around with that kind of stuff because you would get arrested, for sure. Jerry W. lands where he wants, when he wants. That's right. Not all of us can be like Jerry. Borderlands 3? Did it get announced?
359, rescue here on way 200 right.
Oh, they'll probably have it at PAX, won't they?
And what's your direction of flight?
There's traffic out here somewhere. Okay, so we've got 2 DME to go, so we'll about a mile or so out. We'll make the we'll start making the lead-in turn here, and then we'll set a timer for we'll just say 2 minutes. What are we doing? We're doing 150, so we're doing 3 miles. No, we'll fly a minute and a half on the outbound leg. So we're flying like 3 miles a minute right now, so I don't want to get too far away. If I do 2 minutes, it puts me at 6 miles out, which means I might not be within 10 miles.
On 134.2.
So we'll fly outbound for about a minute or so, minute and a half. Okay, there's our DME. Let's make the intercept here. Start turning into this. So we're going to intercept this VOR outbound.
Los Angeles Center, climb maintain flight level 310.
Lead it just a little bit here. We don't really need too much. There we go. Put her in nav mode, hold that, turn on the timer. Off we go. I'll say we're going to do 1 minute, and then we'll do 2 1-minute legs, and then we'll make our way back in.
5,500.
How long is this going to take? We'll be on the ground in about probably less than 10 minutes. We should be on the ground in about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to probably do we might do a VFR flight somewhere. Maybe head out to Bakersfield or something. All right, 20 seconds. I can go down to 3,500 now too if I want, but let's just do that. 3,500 vertical speed. No. Realistically, like in the real world, I wouldn't do this until I was established back inbound, just because I don't have to be 3,500 anytime soon. Okay, there's 1 minute. Let's go outbound 309.
Everyone, let me know when you have
back
the
to
weather
heading mode.
And notice of Whiteman.
309. I'll start my timer. DC does not screw around. Many Cessnas have been chased by F-16s here. That doesn't surprise me at all. I figured I just want to hear from an actual pilot. Yeah, actually, it's a good question. I mean, it's certainly a valid question to ask. Pelicaro, it's good to see you, by the way. It's one of those, like, my assumption, I don't know the exact repercussions. Again, it matters where you go. My assumption is that wherever you decided to go, you just get arrested. Like, they're not going to screw with you. They're pretty much just going to arrest you. All right. The inbound course is going to be 084. Oh, there's my turn. 084. And we're flying back in at 129er for this turn. 129er, 3,500 feet, good to go.
So Cal Pro Search Over 39921 has Lima at Whiteman.
39921. 39921 Port Whiteman Airport inside.
If you screw out of the airport, Ops 3 will have your ass. Yeah, they will.
Percent 5 Echo, same for VFR or IFR.
You can land anywhere once. There's a guy on Reddit who owns
we have a system called ASBX.
A Mooney or a Bonanza. I think he owns a Mooney. And he had to do an emergency landing at a U.S. air base in SoCal.
There are certain exceptions, but generally speaking, we have to be able to see you. So in which case you need to have a transponder on.
Let's go nav mode here.
You taxi. That only applies to Air Force to have this system. If you were doing
yeah, so we had to land at an airbase. I guess he was met, even doing an emergency landing, he was met with guns, like guns up.
Are some of the ones that are going to require that.
Turn. Turn. Or don't turn.
Yep. 717 Tango Sierra, Morro Bay, Canada. Tower 124.0.
Tower at Morro Bay, 7 Tango Sierra.
SoCal,
okay, now that we're established inbound, we go to 2,100 feet.
Surface 399 surface terminates, come on VFR, come on Lightman Tower.
12 VFR, contact with Command Tower 39921.
November 39er.
The FMS does not believe that we can go down to 2,800 feet, but we can.
200 right. Clear of takeoff after departure. Proceed to the Hawthorne on 405 freeway.
It won't even let me go down. It thinks that we're restricted to 35. Oh, you know what? I know why. Let's go. Activate that leg. There we go. Now it's good. Okay, so now we're established. We're in heading mode. Just keep her in heading mode. That's fine. 2,800 till we cross. After that, it's 1,700 feet till 4 DME, and then the big sink after that. All right, so let's start pull speed back. We want to be 90 knots here once we cross the VOR.
Great, 157 Charlie, Chino Tower, my 26 foot clear of takeoff, make left track, 4 visible each time.
All right, 90 knots. There's 100. It's 2,000 feet. 95. Mile and a half to go. All right, a little bit right of course, or left of course. Let's turn ourselves back in slightly. We're so close to that VOR, it's really, really sensitive. So we're gonna see, we can see some pretty good deflection on this thing and still be just fine. Once we cross Morro Bay, we can get out to 1,700 feet and we'll call tower. 1,700. That full deflection does not worry me.
We're 76 here, Papa Lima, full from ground, runway 24 tank.
Let's go gear down, flaps takeoff.
Is your Papa Lima, runway 24 tank, step up.
Okay, there's the cross. Let's go to tower.
Downwind ground, Baron 3675 Echo. Got that transponder on now.
And we'll
we're
go
at the
vertical
east ramp
speed.
and ready to taxi.
Dive and drive down to 1700.
3675 Echo, downwind ground runway 20 left. Taxi via Alpha and Kilo.
1,000 to go.
20 left, taxi via Alpha Kilo 2675 Echo.
I have the runway. San Luis Tower, Tecnam 717 Tango Sierra, VOR Alpha approach.
717 Tango Sierra, San Luis Tower, circle south the field for left down, runway 29, correct line, wind 240 at 3.
Circle south, clear to land 29 7 Tango Sierra. Okay, 90 knots, down to 1,700 feet. Looking for 5.5 DME at that point, or sorry, 4 DME. At that point, we can start down. Once we're assured on the field, we'll go ahead and make our turn into the circle there on the downwind. Shinrar Vlog, good to see you, my friend. How you doing? It's a Mooney YOLO Bird. Well, it's YOLO Bird 2 now because he crashed YOLO Bird, but he's on number 2 at this point. I think he went with a Mooney for the second plane too. That guy doesn't have very good luck. Well, I mean, he either has the worst luck or the best luck, depending on how you want to look at it.
Southwest 102 to cross the miles and to maintain pot off 240.
Okay, we'll stay this till 4 DME. God, we're at minimums. We're at 1,700 right now. I just got a 500 alert on my Preflight. Like, and we were super low there for a second. This approach does not mess around. Okay, next up is going to be, we'll call it 1,100 feet. Okay. It's 3.5. 3.7, 3.8, 3.9, and 4. My airplane. Diver down to about 1,120 feet. Okay, gear down 3 green, flaps takeoff, flaps full to go. Keep her right around blue line speed. Okay, have the field. Let's make a turn on the downwind. It's 1120. Field elevation, forgot to brief that. 209.
Lightman Tower, Star Target 39921's off on Echo.
39921, taxi center, open ahead, have a nice day.
Have a nice day, he says. Keep her in nice and tight. Altitude. And we'll go ahead and call that landing assured. Landing assured.
Telemark clearance from an 81041 transient with Oscar requesting IFR clearance to ground field.
Flaps full.
Rate 1041, Telemark clearance, strike west. South 102, roger.
Well, rental braking here. Maybe there's a little bit of Jerry in that landing, but it's all right.
81041. Clear to Brown Airport. On departure, flight heading 250.
Of course.
Clear to vectors to Mission Bay, VOR.
There would be
Direct.
a departure or a clearance as soon as I get off the
3,000.
runway here.
Expect 4,000, 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 119.6, squawk 3434.
8101, clear to Brownfield, heading 250.
Oh, he ditched.
vectors,
So he
Bay,
ditched the
direct
airport because he ran out of
3,000,
fuel.
4,005 minutes,
That part I did not know.
119.63434, 81041.
Number 84, correction 8104, anybody correct?
St. Louis Tower, Tecnam 717 Tango Sierra is cleared Foxtrot for the Jet Center.
Or 717 Tango Sierra, taxi to right via Alpha, pass I-10 rating.
All right. Taxi via Alpha 7 Tango Sierra. We'll see you later.
Easy-Honda 7661, Los Angeles Center.
Is that terminal new? I don't remember there being an actual passenger terminal out here.
61 headed Los Angeles Center. I heard it the first 2 times. That was one of the other airplanes. Good evening.
No, because the terminal used to be over here.
Southwest to 1.
And this ramp was completely open. This was brand new scenery out here.
34.65.
All right. Nice. All right, pull you out. All right, so let's go. What? Interesting. Cross bus, avionics. It's gonna both come off. Those can come off. Overhead panel. We'll go. Will we turn the fuel off, or will we just hit the? I guess we'll just turn the mags off, right? I mean, normally you would pull the mixture, but there is no mixture in this plane, so it's usually a bad idea to just turn the mags off. So we'll turn the fuel off. 4. And master off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Luis Airport. Local time is 7:06 p.m. That was fun. Holy crap, dude. Take a look at that. All right, so let's do a little, let's do this. Let's grab you. Save track log. 66 minutes recorded. And then we go to more track logs. So I'll show you guys a neat trick here. See if I can get this to work. Sync! Sync, I say, sync! Okay, so departure looked pretty good. Flew that sucker out there. We flew out. Nice little turn back. That was all autopilot. I expect that to be okay. Turn in was good there. Still autopilot, still autopilot, still autopilot. You can see where it sort of turned on the back course a little bit there. Kind of kinked itself up. We fixed it. Brought it in. Brought it down. And we took it out. We flew the outbound leg. Made a right turn. Circled ourselves back in. And then made the outbound turn for the hold. Overall, so it looks all right. I mean, granted, I flew the autopilot the whole time, so there's that, but whatever. I was happy with the hold. We come out here. We track that outbound leg. A little bit of a kink there. I think that kink was, oh yeah, the kink was coming back in. I was in heading mode. Flew the procedure turn. That looked all right. And then brought ourselves back in. And a pretty good little, just kind of circle to, little circle to final there. I was very, very happy with that. I was hoping that it would sync up over here. I can actually pull this all up on Google Earth, which is kind of cool. But it's not showing up yet. So, yeah, that was cool. That was fun. That was a neat flight. I very much enjoyed that. There are commercial flights to SBP. There are, yeah, but it's the so the old scenery, like the passenger terminal was like up here. So with the old scenery and whatnot, because we had to park the airplanes up here. I don't remember this excuse me, I don't remember this ever existing. I don't know if this is, it looks like this is probably brand new. because it does call this the terminal administration area, but this entire ramp there used to be nothing. So they must have just built this. Unless I'm completely wrong, which is totally possible. Yeah, I passed you. I passed. Yeah, of course we passed. Come on, we'll do that, and we'll do the I-11, and we'll do the I-11 another time, because that's I gotta prepare for that. That's another bit of flying, and my brain's a little fried. Greasy 800, thanks, man. How you doing? Happy Monday. So yeah, that was the I-10. Honestly, it was a neat couple of flights. You can see some interesting decisions there. You can see, like, on the missed approach coming out of Santa Maria, the Guadalupe VOR does not have a DME on it. So if we didn't have a GPS, that could be interesting. And then the entry here for the VOR Alpha was meant to, like, see if we would fly that procedure turn. That's kind of the important part of that one. So I was very happy with that. Yeah, that was definitely some good stuff. Where could we go from here? We could shoot over to Bakersfield. There's not really much. We could shoot up to, I guess we could shoot up to Fresno. It'd be kind of a long flight, though. We can go back to San Luis. Or Santa Barbara, we can go back to Santa Barbara. How long would that take? Let's see. KSBP, KSBA. Half an hour? That's not bad. Excuse me. So let's do that. We'll fly back to Santa Barbara here. I need to take a quick break, use the little boys' room, get myself some more water, and then we'll do the next leg. So if you guys are taking off, thanks for stopping by, for sticking around. We'll see you here in a couple minutes, and go from there. Put some tunes on in the meantime. All right, folks, be right back. All right. I like the initial discussion of the SID question whether he would turn left or right because it was a 180. Reminded me of a boss he used to work for, tested some of the early APs, U.S. Air Force, flying over the North Pole. Place a bit every time is which way the AP would turn the plane because after crossing the pole, the only direction for a brief period of time is 180. They didn't know which way it would turn until he established a clear heading onto a new course. So which way did it turn, Ernie? Did it change every time? All right. I don't think there's a tech route for this, so. Creep 3, Morove, Victor 27, Gaviota, Habit. Looks good to me. Cleared 44 times. I kind of like this one cleared 142 times. Because it's only Gaviota Habit. I can find the departure though. Do that. Let's take a look at the Creep 3 real quick. Make sure it's something I actually want to fly. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Creep, left turn, side shoe, back to Morro Bay. Yeah, I can do that. That's fine. We'll plan for 5,000. Gee, what do the winds look like? Yeah, we'll just go with 5,000. A little under an hour or so to get down there, it looks like. It's actually a little bit longer than I was anticipating, but it's okay. I could deal with that. All right.
Retard.
Tannerman, thanks for 3 months of support. I left my water downstairs. Let me go get my water. I'll be right back, and then we'll get this thing going. All right. One more mint. Okay, so let's get the filing going. That's not what I wanted. Was it show my I-10 already? Yeah, baby. I just want to get to the point where I can do sky high stuff because that looks like it's actually going to be fun. All right, IFR, November 717 Tango Sierra, P2006T Slant Golf, 145, KSBP, KSBA. We'll go to 5,000 feet. Creep 3, MQO, Victor 27, Gaviota, Habit, SBA. Creep 3, MQO, Victor 27, Gaviota, Habit. Good. All right, here we go. I'm going to keep munching on my mint here. I'm sorry. Thank you all for sticking around. Welcome back for part number 2. We'll make our way back to Santa Barbara Airport. Let's load up. How are we doing on gas? Nah, we got plenty of gas. We don't need to reload. We good. All right, let's get the sucker fired up. We'll get going. Put you on the left tank. Put you on the right tank. Good. Fuel pump's on. Ignition's on. Left starter's up. Left engine's looking good. Right engine now. A little bit of gas. Avionics, cross bus, taxi light.
Good. 7661. Thanks, approach 125.9er.
Chino Tower, Cherokee 57 Charlie, midfield, left wing, downwind, runway 26 left for attention goes.
57 Charlie, runway 26
Copy this real quick.
ATIS information India.
India.
0156 Zulu. Wind 300 at 8. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 14. Dew point 7. Altimeter 3008. Arriving and departing runway 29er. Visual approaches in use. Read back runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information India. San Luis County Regional Airport, ATIS information India, 015.
Okay, we got India. Let's go ground. Ground is 0.6. Give him a second, make sure nobody's out there. C-R-A-F-T.
102, thanks, approach. I guess altimeter 3001, cleared out last minute 26 up approach.
Nobody can leave after one flight. Come on, you know that.
1041, cross mission.
I missed some people. Drone Flyer 54, good to see you. Max Seldom, welcome aboard. Happy Monday.
The brown seals, expect.
It was random. Once far enough away from the pole.
26 right.
Corrected the new course. That's why you don't use magnetic headings when you're close to the poles. You switch to what is known as grid navigation. If you're a nerd and get bored, Google grid navigation. Explain why and how. Doesn't Russia have to use that crazy navigation because of their proximity to the pole? I seem to remember like that Tupolev plane that everybody loves had some complexities with the way that it behaved. San Luis ground, Tecnam 717 Tango Sierra IFR clearance Santa Barbara, please.
Seven 17 Tango Sierra, San Luis ground request.
Oop, didn't mean to ident. Whoops. Wrong button.
717 Tango Sierra, cleared to the Santa Barbara Airport. Creep 3 departure. Morro Bay transition as filed, maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 120.55, squawk 6355.
Cleared to Santa Barbara Airport, Creep 3, Morro Bay as filed. 5,000 departure, 120.55, squawk 6355. Tecnam 717 Tango Sierra.
7 Tango Sierra back.
Okay. Alright, so let's do you. And flight plan, menu, delete flight plan. Ooh, that's a problem. Okay, good. I wasn't sure if it was going to give me the departure here, but it seems to have done that. Because we're going to fly this one lazy. Creep 3. Clear you. Cool. Alright, so then we're going to go to Victor 27, so menu. Nope. Clear that. Up here.
Chino Tower, Cherokee 57 Charlie, downwind runway 26 left for a full stop.
57 Charlie, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Okay, so you cannot...
Clear to land, runway 26 left, Cherokee 57 Charlie, thank you.
It won't let me load the... Interesting, it won't let me load the airway off of that. Alright, so let's try this. M... Q... O...
Towards ground, Cessna, November.
Now I can load airway.
Lima, off a runway 29 right.
Victor 27. All the way down to Gaviota. And then we go all the way down here. We go to H, A, B, U, T, and then K, S, B, A. All right, so that's flight plan programmed in. Good. Put you away. Good. Bring you down here. Let's go CDI over to GPS. And then the initial altitude we're clear to is 5,000 feet. So we got our cruise altitude. 5,000 set. Let's just go nav mode. Autopilot off. Flight director on. Nav mode. Vertical speed up at, we'll call it 700. We'll call it 800 initially. Check, check. Transponder code. We want to be 6355. 6355. Altitude's good. Set. Transponder set. Altitude set. We've got the LNAV set up. And we got the altimeter. We got India. We're ready to go.
Verified transponder is turned on. I can't see him area.
Take off.
All right.
Check the flaps. Say good. Or check the brakes. Say good.
Retard.
Steve PHL, thank you for 24 months, my friend. I do appreciate it. My mom says I have a grace face for radio. I feel so handsome. Steve, cheers, my friend. Thank you very much, dude. My grandma always said growing up, I didn't know they stacked crap that high. Only she didn't say crap. So this ground, good evening. Tecnam 717 Tango Sierra's Tower with India for taxi, please.
For 717 Tango Sierra, runway 29 taxi by Alpha.
29 Alpha, 7 Tango Sierra.
Cherokee 57 Charlie, clear to runway 26 left.
That's good, Steve. I like that. Been heard that for a while.
457 Charlie, taxi to the ramp.
Okie dokie. So, read this departure real quick. We're gonna fly direct to Crete, left turn to Soju, and then a left turn to Morro Bay. That should all be in here. Yep, everything's there. Good. Fly the departure as it is programmed in the FMC. And then stare at the chat for a little bit. Flight Patches, how you doing, Tyler? It's good to see you, man. It does once you get close to the poles. Magnetic variation changes so fast, latitude changes so fast, completely impractical to use. Magnetic reference for navigate with. Use a grid with a gyro, not your magnetic compass. One of the grids lines up with magnetic north. Commercial airliners, everyone still uses it today, but the computer figured it out for you. Aha. Not your friendly neighborhood navigator. Gotcha. Yeah, so grid navigation when you get up near the poles. Hey! Alright, whatever. Do you think he got cleared? Wait for him to make his call then.
Retard.
Air of Fubar, thank you for your support, man. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Cheers, buddy. I appreciate it.
Cherokee 57 Charlie, holding short runway 21 at Papa.
Oh, no, he's just going to take off. Okay.
Percent 5 Echo, fly heading 190, join Localizer.
That man waits for no one.
I'm going to make that a 210 heading, turn right heading 210, join the Localizer.
St. Louis Tower, Tecnam 717 Tango Sierra holding short 29er.
717 Tango. Excuse me, 717 Tango Sierra. Simmons Tower, hold position.
Hold position, 7 Tango Sierra. Good luck. That dude was totally Nordo.
Someone's getting in trouble.
You ain't supposed to do that, my friend. Well, you know what that calls for. A little hookah bar.
For 717 Tango Sierra, traffic now factor 129 for takeoff.
Over takeoff from a 29er, 7 Tango Sierra. Nice job.
That's all you're for, man.
Clear left. Clear right. Lights. Camera. Oh, we need camera. 2055. Camera and action. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go flying. Green, green, green. Airspeed's live. How's the rate? In Europe.
Chino Tower, Cherokee 57 Charlie, holding shore to runway 21.
Autopilot on. Bring the flaps in.
Runway 21.
Crossing runway 21.
Let's go. Flight change. 100. Don't understand why it's turning there, but I'll let it do it. That was weird.
Asiana 7661, contact Las Vegas approach 135.0. Southwest 102, contact tower 19.9.
Turn them off because we don't need them. I'm sure we're going to be VFR, our visual approach, once we get down to Santa Barbara. That's the goal.
Cleveland 265, Southwest 102.
I think once I get about like 4,000 feet, he can turn me. Otherwise, we just chill until then.
Cleared ILS, runway 26 left approach to Vegas altimeter.
Yeah.
Chino Tower, Cherokee 57 Charlie, taxiing to the general ramp.
Can you see around those monster engines?
Got some taxi to the ramp.
Is that sarcasm?
31041, contact Brown Tower 128.25.
These engines are not very big. 100 horsepower row taxes. I got
7 Tango Sierra, kind of departure.
Depart 7 Tango Sierra. I'll pull up some pictures here once we're up and going. Departure Tecnam 717 Tango Sierra 2,600 climbing 5,000.
717 Tango Sierra, so got departure radar contact. Correction, Santa Barbara departure radar contact.
All right. Yeah, I took some. I took. This is one of the planes I wanted to check out last year at Oshkosh. So stopped by and chatted with the sales guy for a little bit. I was like, dude, like, listen, I'm not gonna buy an airplane. Can't afford that. That's for sure. Interested in them for training purposes, though. So we had a nice little chat. It was I think it was Friday of Oshkosh, so it was kind of like the end of their week. Like it was the end of the proper sales week before it turned into the babysitting weekend. The guy I was talking to most definitely was not interested in what was about to happen. Because I guess like on the weekend, it's like all the families and like the locals coming in, and it turns into babysitting. Like people want to climb around airplanes and touch controls and do a lot of stuff they shouldn't be doing. You should get the hardware G1000 like John fly. Well, I don't think John paid for his, so that's a bit of kit that's kind of expensive. I also have no place to put it. I don't have any room for something like that. Plus, like, we got the mouse wheel support and whatnot. Like, the mice work fine. I'm sure that hardware stuff is nice if you like properly set it up and have room for it, but I don't have that kind of space.
Retard.
We're now $2.50 closer thanks to Zarby7. Zarby, thank you very much for your support. Welcome to the Good Month Club and cheers. Nice cold ice water. Cat uses more power for a margarita blender. I could use a margarita blender, you know? I don't even have a blender. I'm not firing shots. I'm telling it like it is, man. Like, I think those units are like $1,000, aren't they? Let's see here. Shop. Oh no, $2,000. I'm sorry. Yes. $2,000 for the dual G1000 with the autopilot panel. So, I'm not going to be spending that anytime soon. I don't have room on my desk, and I certainly don't have a spare $2,000 laying around. Oh crap! I left Preflight up. Sorry about that. My bad. Can we etch your face the G1000 overlay? We probably could do something like that, yeah. Toast. That's classy, toasted donut. I like it. Apparently we're not going to get a shortcut here either. I was kind of hoping we might. Might get asked for one, but whatever. Stare out the window, just kind of shoot the breeze. Spend some snacks on them. Honestly, I have no issue with people getting gear and whatnot. You know, these companies that are producing this stuff, they want to have it. They want to have people, you know, look at it and show it, and you know, make videos about this stuff. So, you know, why not work with people? Why not get the gear out there in front of people who are going to be able to, you know, produce content and say, listen, this is the thing, and this is how the thing works. And if you want to buy the thing, well, at least I can show it to you. When it comes to like physical hardware stuff, it's very difficult for me to show you that in a live stream environment, because how do I show you a piece of hardware on my desk?
102, taxi there by Alpha 6.
I can aim a camera at it. We can look at it that way, but that's, I don't know. And I don't really do the YouTube videos, so it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to you know, to do that. So I did some stuff. I have a radio panel here from GoFlight, but it doesn't work in X-Plane. Or at least it doesn't work very well in X-Plane.
17 Tango Sierra, clear direct Gaviota.
Direct Gaviota, 7 Tango Sierra. Nice. All right, let's turn that around. Why are we suspended? All right, so let's make a turn here. Let's go heading mode. Start cranking this sucker around.
Asian 7661, heavy biggest tower, and white 26 left, clear to land. Wind is 1004.
Alright, so we'll probably end up doing the old double direct to on this one. Because yeah, I mean, it's a big problem. These companies have a big problem trying to like get their get people to see their products, and you know, that's the reason why these companies send out free stuff, and whatnot. It's not because like, oh, I'm special and I get something for free. It's like, no, you're providing a service to them. Like you're providing a service. You are you're paying for the thing that you're getting in other ways. Yeah, it's basically like a sponsorship. I know some guys do sponsorship. Like I think Origin PC's done things where like they have sponsorships where they'll basically send you like some super crazy powerful computer, not really send you any money, and then asks you like demand you to like, here's how you're going to do our branding and all that stuff. I haven't really got into any of that stuff. Like just the sponsorship stuff doesn't necessarily, I haven't seen anything that really interests me too much, or anything that really falls in line with working with like how we're doing. It works for Fast Cheetah. Dude, I kind of miss, does Fast Cheetah still stream, dude? Like I forgot about that dude, because yeah, he had that foot cam and like his Fast Cheetah's feet weren't very attractive. Yeah, you want a foot cam? I get you a foot cam. We'll get a foot cam one of these days. No margarita blender, only margarita rocks. Blended drinks give you ice cream headaches. Hope no one here is actually giving birth. Guys can rat me out to your wives, but I don't care what they say about childbirth. I still can't handle the pain of an ice cream headache. I'm not gonna go with that one. We're not gonna pursue that one, Ernie. We'll just kind of leave that one aside. Milo 2201, good to see you. What was the foot cam supposed to show? Dude, have you not? Oh man, just fast cheetah's got it. Hang on. Is fast cheetah still has to be around, right? Somebody has to have clipped his channel. He streamed. I think he streamed pretty recently. I don't know. He's in Russia, if I recall. Oh yeah, he streamed 15 hours ago. So this dude's still going. Does he still have the foot cam though? That's the question. Dude, we used to like this Fast Cheetah's dude that goes way back, like OG flight sim streamer way back. He's got the foot cam down there. Is that actually his feet though? So you gotta find. He does a lot of really weird stuff on his streams. I'm gonna make fun of him. I definitely used to throw him on occasionally. Oh yeah, here we go. Yep. We got the foot cam over here. You got the camera showing all the goods. He's upped his. He's definitely upped his like cutting up the webcam game here. Go check out Fast Cheetah sometime though. It's fun. Like that dude's got a setup that actually makes me kind of jealous. Yeah, he made all his custom liveries. Like he customized textures inside the airplanes. It's insane the amount of work that dude put into his stream. Absolutely insane. All right, Dirk Gaviota. What are we looking at here? About a half an hour. We're fine. You shouldn't have asked. Yeah, you should never ask. Zarby, thanks for 2 months, man. Looks like you came up a second time there.
Parking via Alpha 8 Bravo cross runway.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Monitor ground on the other side.
Guy that developed FS Passengers used to develop freeware orbiter space flight simulator. I feel like I've heard that, seen it, but I don't recall what it is.
Just monitor that frequency.
Double sub. As a male, Toasted Donut can confirm that he has not given birth yet. Listen, one thing I've learned: don't engage with women about childbirth, and pain and all that stuff, because you're gonna start hearing things that maybe you aren't interested in hearing. You don't want to go down that path. Trust me. Is FS Passenger still being worked on? Like, didn't they? I feel like they put out a patch or something for that to get it working in P3D4 or whatever the 64-bit P3D was, but I haven't heard anything beyond that. It's far less exciting. We're flying down like this, not briefing an approach constantly. I would love FS Passengers for X-Plane 11. Yeah, I think, oh man, TFDI was working on, like, they announced something like that last year where they were almost like rebuilding FS Passengers, and it was supposed to be cross-platform. Haven't heard anything about it since their announcement last year, though, at Expo. Is it any surprise I'm a 55-year-old heterosexual male, but for some reason never been married? Touche, Ernie. Touche, my friend. I won't hold any of that against you. Traffic.
717 Tango Sierra, by traffic 11 o'clock, mile and a half opposite direction, 4600 indicated, type unknown.
Insight, 7 Tango Sierra.
7 Tango Sierra, advise you turn right 15 degrees for that traffic.
He's gonna pass us, no problem, 7 Tango Sierra.
Right.
And he's no factor now.
Right.
15 right. interrupt my flying? I don't think so. I advise we just keep on course. Oh yeah, that's oh, there's Oceano down there. What's that? Lima 5-2 used to be the PilotEdge. It might still be part of, yeah, the PilotEdge intro. There it is. The PilotEdge intro. Like your first flight was supposed to be from Lima 52 up to San Luis Obispo, before they did the cat ratings. And I think even now you still start at Oceano and you make your first flight out to an untowered field. New Kayama, if I recall. I think he's still developing it. That's why he stopped developing freeware. Ah, gotcha. Are you getting a new Apple credit card? Probably not. FS Passengers was this add-on. It was sort of like an. It kind of gave you like points for all of your flights. So it tracked your flight. It tracked how well you did on your flight. You could do things like serving food and like hitting your seatbelt sign and all that stuff. And your passengers had a comfort level, a happiness level, and you basically got like fake money at the end of flights based on how well you did. It was kind of a neat thing. I never personally got into it, but I know a lot of people who have over the years. Like I think what SimBuddy is doing some FS Passengers kind of stuff with their virtual airline stuff. So actually, this turned out fun. If you don't use SimBuddy, you might check that out and look into their VA stuff, because I think that's got a lot of the same sort of features where it like looks at how well you fly. It looks at, you know, doing the seatbelt signs properly. It looks at doing meal service and entertainment and stuff like that. TFDI called it Pack X, announced it last June, and nothing since. That's what I thought, yeah. Yeah, it was kind of neat. Like I think it was a little janky in some ways, but there was like for a while there, everybody was running that. Like it was as ubiquitous as seeing, you know, the FPS count on the upper left-hand corner of the screen here. Like everybody was using it. I just don't want to pay for SimBuddy. The free version is super limited. That's fair. So I have a lifetime sub to SimBuddy. I like the product. I like what he's doing, but I go to like half the time the application just stops working. Like the auto updater gets stuck in a cycle or something, and I'm not able to run the program. So I'd have to go back to the site and download it and all that stuff again. And I'm pretty lazy, so I haven't done that yet for a while. But I was using SimBuddy pretty hard there for well over a year. They use that to simulate drug running. Oh, that's cool. Fast Cheetah. Oh, that's okay. So Fast Cheetah did a lot with one particular aspect of it. You can fly in and out of war zones. Did that to simulate drug running. You start with a budget, buy multiple planes, etc. Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was like it's like FS Economy, but it's more like a single player version of that. I think Fast Cheetah does FS Economy as well, though, because the dude is like loaded on that system. TFT, I talked about it on their Twitter back in January. What do they say about it, Toasted Donut? They at least they confirmed that it's still being worked on. All right, 3265 for the Addons. We can start picking that up. So we are 20 minutes out. 65.
99 uniform affirmative, taxi instructions are 20 left taxi.
It's the other side of the mountains though, so we may not get her here for a little bit. Just leave the comm 2 on until we pick it up. SimBuddy looks a lot like Project Fly. I think it's similar in a lot of ways, but Project Fly is aiming to be. I think their ultimate goals are a little bit different.
I'm showing you on the.
But yeah, SimBuddy and Project Fly are definitely have some similarities. Gotcha. Thank you, Toasted Donut. Nothing specific yet. It's me, Grizz. Good to see you. Have you ever watched the accident case study videos? That gave me a lot of anxiety about flying small planes. Well, so here's the thing. Okay, the accident, like those accident case study videos are they shouldn't give you anxiety, because they're put together and they're studied, and all of that stuff happens because they want to make sure that the thing never happens again. And most of the time when you have some sort of plane crash, like if you look at the Boeing 737 MAX, for example, you end up having a lot of research going into, okay, why did it crash, and how can we keep that from happening again? And these 737 MAX is the perfect example. It's like, okay, ground the whole fleet. It's not permanent. Eventually we'll figure out what the problem is, how to fix it, implement the solution, and go from there, and the plane will be perfectly fine. Similar things have happened in the past with like Cirrus training. So Cirrus had a big accident, big fatality issue for a long time, and they changed the way they do their Cirrus training, and it's significantly better. Like the accident rate is at or below average. So, I mean, watch those videos and understand, like, they're put together because the industry is trying to understand what happened, and they're trying to make sure it just doesn't happen again. It's a very, very, like, I would not be afraid watching those videos. I watch them all the time because, like, in a lot of cases, there's pilot error. There's errors of judgment that have been made leading up to when problems happen, whether it's a big plane, a small plane, or anything in between. And you kind of, like, it's interesting to watch those and be like, okay, how do I make sure I don't make that mistake when I go flying? It's crazy. VFR into IMC. I mean, VFR into IMC is a big problem. That's why, like, I recommend every pilot checks their, you know, like, even if you don't want to go completely for an instrument rating, you should go up with an instructor sometime on an IMC day. Have them take you up and have them take you into IMC, and feel the controls and feel what spatial disorientation is like, and kind of get a feel for, okay, and then this is what it is, and then you're going to be less afraid of the recovery portion of that too. As far as the girl that crashed in Houston Hobby, you know, she got super overwhelmed, but what she needed to do was assert herself and take more, like, it's a classic example of you need to assert yourself and take charge and understand that the ATC is not flying your airplane, you're flying your airplane. There's 3 or 4 instances where she should have said, unable, this is what I'm doing, okay? Starting with the fact that she was essentially made to go around, and she was sort of made to feel guilty about holding up a 737 that was vectored in behind her. I think that crash in particular, you know, the pilot herself could have done a lot more to sort of help her situation. Now, you know, it's still, in the end, like, she got overwhelmed, you know, with all the instructions coming in from ATC and this and that, and then eventually just the plane, like an accelerated stall, and that was kind of that, which is super, super, super sad. But, you know, I watch that and I say, okay, here's the error of judgment that you know, from the ATC, from sort of all the factors that happened that led up to this problem, and how do I make sure that when I'm flying that doesn't happen to me? In conclusion, I shouldn't be worried. I have 35 hours now, just got a loan for flight school. I mean, you should always have a bit of anxiety when you go up in the airplane. You should always be thoughtful of, here's the things that can go wrong, because that means that you're at least thinking about it, right? You're thinking about the mountains that are off to my left on this departure, that I want to make sure I get above them before, you know, obviously I don't want to hit the mountains, but I want to make sure I have this much terrain clearance before I start turning towards them and heading that direction. You want to think about the factors of the airplane, the factors of yourself. You know, like, all of that stuff kind of comes together, and there should always be just a little bit of, like, that little bit of knot in your stomach that says, okay, the thing that I'm doing here is on my shoulders. I'm not going to say it's dangerous, but it's on my shoulders to make sure that things go well today, especially when you find yourself carrying passengers and whatnot. And what can I do, and how can I make sure that I'm not putting myself or anybody in the plane or anybody on the ground in danger? It's easy to get overwhelmed. I mean, if you want to find out what it's like to be truly overwhelmed, go up with an instructor and say, listen, I need you to push me. I've been in that position where I've been overwhelmed in the airplane, and it feels like your whole world comes crashing down. And the nice thing is, if you're VMC, if you're VFR, you can say, all right, time out for a second, straight and level, get the plane flying, take a moment, regroup, see where you're at, and then continue from there. Big eye opener the first time that happened to me. And you start to recognize, okay, here's what it felt like as I got to the point to where I was being overwhelmed. And that's my experience. I don't know if that's a universal thing, but you know, like anytime there's a thing that you're afraid of in the plane, like find yourself an instructor that you're comfortable with, go up with them and say, listen, put me in this situation. How can we, you know, I want to know what this is like, and I want to know how to get around this, how to recover from it. Max 8's been blown out of proportion by the media. Max will be back in the air as soon as they figure out the issue and fix it for good. I mean, it's been blown out of proportion by the media, but at the same time, like, there's obviously a problem with the airplane. You know, the fact that the airframe itself is like less than 2 years old, and you've already had 2 of them fall out of the sky for the same reason, like, that's a problem. And I think rightfully they should ground the aircraft until they get a proper fix and proper training out for it. Again, my opinion. We still don't have the weather. But I think it's just because we're on the wrong side of the mountains from the airport. The pilots who have no fear are the ones I would be worried about. You want a certain amount of respect for the laws of physics when piloting a GA plane. Totally agree. I subscribe to General Aviation News daily email. Each one has an accident report at the end. I take each one as an opportunity to learn what went wrong in a particular situation. Yeah, it's funny. I like to joke. My private instructor, he spent, I swear to God, he spent less time teaching me how to fly an airplane and more time showing and telling me all the ways that people have crashed airplanes in the area. Like, every place that we went, he's like, oh, I have a story about a guy who crashed an airplane here, and this is what he did. And, like, he just on and on and on and on, and I'm sitting there like, dude, really? Like, this is like, we're doing pattern work for hours and hours and hours, and every time we're on the downwind leg, he's got a new story about how somebody wrecked an airplane. And like, it's one of those, like, it's like, okay, that's kind of strange, but at the same time, like, then you're like, well, you know, that's actually good, because it gets you thinking about, you know, like, realizing that this is this activity is, what this thing is, like, what we're doing here. Like, it's not natural what we're doing. Piloting a plane takes confidence. You have to be cool under pressure. Slowly landing is a great example. I agree 100%. Long time sentiment in flying that there are old pilots or bold pilots, but not many old bold pilots. Yep. Want to be overwhelmed? Go fly pipeline in a busy airspace, 500 AGL on a fast 182 while it's crappy out. Yeah, I can't imagine that, man. Got Z-Funk, good to see you. Serbia plays. Yeah, we're a little bit late tonight. I started at 8 o'clock, so we're about 15 minutes or so out of Santa Barbara, making our way down, and then we'll land and we'll call it a night there. Been a good night of flying, though. Finally leaving FSX. Any recommendations when I start X-Plane? It depends on what you want to fly. So tell me the kind of airplanes that you're interested in, and we can certainly make some recommendations. Like, as far as the free stuff goes, the Zebo is fantastic on the airliner side. The default 172 and the default Baron are perfectly good airplanes to kind of start with and get a feel for. Outside of that, it's totally dependent on what you like to fly. Like this plane, I love this plane. P2006, it's so cool. But it's not going to be an airplane that's for everybody. Alright, we're starting to get the ATIS, so we'll just wait a few more minutes. I love this little plane, but this is not going to be a plane for everybody, right? We're only going 145 knots. It's pretty rudimentary in terms of like avionics and capabilities and whatnot, but I still have a hell of a good time flying this thing around. Yeah, 737, get the Zebo. Like, that's free, and there's really, like, if you want a classic 737, get the FlyJ Sim. It's probably, that's probably the best 737, but most people want to have the NG, so the Zebo is what you're looking for. I saw the A320 was updated. Yeah, we might take a look at that on Sunday. Maybe we should add QuickTime events on planes to keep pilots on edge. Like, quick, press this button in a very specific way to else the comms get cut out. Ooh. Any must-have add-ons? Not really, man. I run a pretty light sim. You know, there's if you want to see some, like, if you want to see must-have add-ons and stuff like that, go check out. Excuse me. Go check out 5x5.
Let me know information, Mike. Expect the visual approach on 825.
Okay, we'll get Mike and we'll expect that 7 Tango Sierra.
Condition clear. Temperature 14.
Viewpoint Niner, altimeter 3006. Arriving and departing runway 25, 33 left, 33 right. Visual approach is in use. VFR departures contact clearance delivery, advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact that you have information, Mike.
Okay.
Santa Barbara Municipal Airport, 8 is information, Mike. 0153 Zulu. Wind 250 at 7. Visibility 10. Sky condition, clear. Temperature 14. Viewpoint Niner. Altimeter 3006. Arriving and departing runway 25.
So we have Mike. Santa Barbara approach. Tecnam 717, take us here as Mike.
7 take us here, right.
All right, 06.
68 Charlie radar contact 14 miles east of Big Bear Airport.
Yeah.
The Palm Springs altimeter is 2999.
Program team rushed the max out because of the NEO launch. My opinion is they have obvious flaws they overlooked. It's corrective actions they took. Redundancies, data validation times, quite a bit of oversight. I'll be fixing the system's failure modes. Should have been evaluated deeper. Yeah, the best thing that'll come out of this is not only will they fix the max, but they'll figure out like where the breakdown in the FAA was and the certification process was that allowed that stuff to get through. To make sure that doesn't happen again in the future. You know, it's a tragedy that you have to lose two airplanes like that. Like, it's absolute tragedy, and all the lives that were lost and whatnot. But you know, the good that'll come out of it is that there'll be a reevaluation, not just within Boeing, but also within the FAA, on how to make this stuff better moving forward. So, I mean, we'll see what comes out of the reports, and we'll see what ends up ultimately happening. There's some traffic, 500 below us. Cruising. But yeah, the gentleman, I don't remember the name. It's Me Grizz, I think, was asking about.
12 o'clock, 5 miles, same direction, 5500 indicator type unknown.
Looking, 7 tickets here. It's Me Grizz, if you're still here, man. Like, the biggest thing about flying up there is that, like, you'll eventually do the reps. You're gonna get more and more time in the airplane. You're gonna get more and more comfort in the airplane, and like, the more you fly, the better you feel. You'll start to recognize when things are going wrong in the airplane. You'll start to recognize when the situation is starting to envelop around you, whether it's literal IMC or it's something else. And you know, eventually something's gonna happen. It's gonna be like, oh crap! Like, I wasn't expecting that. Like, I had a headset. I had a headset that was dying. I sent it back for repair. It came back and it died again. Twice I lost my comms because that headset died. Once I had nothing. I had to squawk 7600, rely on light gun signals. And the second time I had a spare headset, or no, the second time the mic didn't work. I could hear, but I had the handheld clicker mic that I was able to use. The first time it happened, though, I was 22 hours just leaving the pattern for the very first time. Like, I had never been out of the pattern solo until that day. And my freaking headset goes, and I had to squawk 7600. Like, I was terrified. It was crazy. My understanding is this problem was happening with the autopilot on, wasn't it? But I don't know enough about the situation. That's why I really haven't commented too much on it, because
7 Tango Sierra to maintain 4,000.
4,000. 7 Tango Sierra. I don't know enough. I don't know enough about the whole Boeing situation to really be able to say one way or the other. You know, we'll see what the reports are that come out. Now that you've got two flights and 2 data sources and whatnot, like, things are going to happen. Throat's getting dry.
8 out of 10.
Really hurts leaving FSX because of all the add-ons I invested in. Tired of trying to balance the game to work properly. Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, X-Plane doesn't need all the add-ons. FSX, you had to have add-ons for cameras and add-ons for the visuals and add-ons for this and add-ons for that, and I just don't think you need all that stuff in X-Plane. Like, the more of that crap you add, the more likely you are to have your simulator just crash, die on you. The one I always get is, like, why don't you run tomato shade or whatever that, like, pretty effects are.
If you were going to go overseas from your present position, you wouldn't talk to Salt Lake City.
or whatever that happens to be. I don't run any of that stuff because it destabilizes my simulator, and I just have no interest in I have no interest in this thing crashing on me. YD524, thank you very much for your support. Welcome to the Beer the One Club. Cheers, buddy. Appreciate it.
For 7 Tango Sierra, just to maintain 2,000.
2,000, 7 Tango Sierra. You think like an engineer. I'd hope so. Up until the last, probably up until 3 years ago, I was an operations engineer. I fixed software. That was my job. So like my career has been built around looking at problems and saying, okay, what went wrong? How do we fix it? Where can we go from here? And like aviation for me, like that's actually what got me into aviation, was that it's the same sort of mentality when you're flying around in an airplane as when you're, you know, keeping a payment processing platform running or anything along those lines. Like you're still thinking the same stuff. All right, that looks like the field up there. Let's see here. Tower is 19.7.
Outside the Bravo airspace. Outside Bravo airspace. The Hawthorne 405 freeway is not where you're at now. You're over Hawthorne Airport.
Oh
you're
boy.
Supposed to be over the Hawthorne 405 freeway, which is a waypoint on the VFR terminal area chart. It's on your GPS. It'd be Victor Papa Lima Sierra Romeo. It's a 6.
KD Pryor, good to see it. Moved to X-Plane a couple months ago after around 16 years of various FS products. Came out at the time. Actually, live and explain with just a few free add-ons. Yeah, it's crazy like how little stuff you have to run in this sim to keep it going compared to what you needed in FSX. Like for me, the big thing has always been the camera stuff. Like the camera stuff is what keeps me from really like even trying P3D.
For 7 Tango Sierra Airport, 12 o'clock and 8 miles port inside.
Looking for it, 7 Tango Sierra. Got it right there. Yeah, we're pointed right at it. 7 Tango Sierra has field.
7 Tango Sierra, clear visual approach runway 25, enter left downwind.
Visual approach 25, left downwind, 7 Tango Sierra. All right, we'll just keep on this course here for a little bit. FSX is now 13 years old, designed for a 32-bit Windows XP. Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, you really shouldn't be on FSX anymore, my opinion. You know, if you want to run that platform, that's fine, but you really should be in P3D nowadays, because at least it's gotten some software updates. It's been kept, it's been kept a little bit more modern. Hey, Daddy, welcome aboard. It's good to see you. What kills FSX P3D for me is the insane amount of money for scenery. Yeah, I mean, you can spend a lot of money in scenery in X-Plane right now. Like you're starting to see more and more of that stuff. But I don't feel like you need it. Like I run mostly stock default scenery in all the airports I'm going to, and we have the ortho photo scenery, but as soon as there's a good alternative to, like, if there's a good alternative world texture that comes out, I'll ditch ortho scenery in a heartbeat. I've enjoyed it. I like it, but it's not the end all be all for me.
For 68 Charlie, descend and maintain 1.
FSX Team Edition is for old machines and Air Force Proud 95. There's some truth to that.
Number 68 Charlie, contact.
That being said, Air Force Proud 95. I think Air Force Proud 95 is like legitimately the most successful flight sim YouTuber that's out there. So I can't throw too much salt at the dude. All right, there's the field. Let's get ourselves cranked a little bit north here. Should get thrown over the tower in a second.
SoCal Approach TBM 8068 Charlie 15,700 for 14 with the weather.
0689, 6 on touch, on swings altimeter 29er.
Are we on tower? Oh, we are on tower. Never mind. All right, my airplane. Let's do some hand flying here.
Just to maintain 9,000.
9,000 TM6.
A little bit of hand flying if we can. Been thinking about getting a new joystick. think I'm starting to reach the limits.
Here, you go south of the runway, be on left downwind, south of the runway, contact tower.
Yeah, you're right there, tower. 7 Tango Sierra, sorry about that. Whoops. I have my PPL, and I went on the wrong side of the airport.
Do you still want to go back through the Bravo?
Negative. 0 Papa Lima. I'm gonna head back to Fullerton.
I mean, he makes fun content. That's the thing, is he's entertaining. I don't watch him too much anymore because it's kind of like, for me, it's kind of the same shtick, and I just kind of got bored with it. But he definitely makes entertaining content that appeals to the masses, and he's probably doing okay financially with the old YouTube channel. Santa Barbara Tower, Tecnam 717 Tango Sierra, left downwind 25.
717 Tango Sierra, Santa Barbara Tower, runway 25, clear to land, wind 2504.
Clear to land 25, 7 Tango Sierra. I totally came in the wrong direction, didn't I? That was terrible. All right, that's pretty much beam the numbers. Pull power back, get the speed back. About 90 knots. 90 knots, we can pull the gear and flaps.
Rate 068 Charlie, full approach the Ontario altimeter 3004. Advise you have
gear,
information
flaps,
uniform for the official approach runway 27.
Want to come quite that heavy.
Try to maintain 5,000.
Let's go base.
LA ground clearance. Good night or good evening. Sorry about that. One second.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Tower Cessna November
6,
Papa Lima, about 5 miles to the
7.
west.
I don't think it's going to be a second. I think it's going to be a little longer than a second.
Request transition through Delta.
It's close in the rollout there. A little on the high side. Down a touch.
760 Papa Lima, Long Beach Tower.
Okay, gear down 3 green, flaps down, indicated, coming down to full.
I'm going to be transitioning through the north.
Runways in sight, clearance received, a little bit high. Correct.
Correct. That does make sense. So you're to the north, but you want to transition from the west to east?
Sorry about that. Transitioning from the west to the east on the north side of the field.
Number 0 Papa Lima, roger.
West, 2 white, 2 red.
Eastbound transition
Gear,
approved,
flaps,
maintain
good.
VFR.
Alright, eastbound transition approved.
Find our aiming point.
0 Papa Lima.
Got my aiming point.
LA ground clearance delivery. Good evening. This is Delta 6.
Full power.
We have Delta right now. Altimeter 3005.
Go back, look down the runway.
Ready to copy.
Thumper right in, catch the 3 wire.
City, please.
Delta 6, Los Angeles, clearance on request, standby. 717 Tango Sierra, where you parking?
Atlantic, 7 Tango Sierra.
7 Tango Sierra, Tango Sierra, Bravo, monitor ground, have a nice day.
We're at Bravo, monitor ground, 7 Tango Sierra, great night. Monitor ground, there we go. Turn the landing light off. Flaps are up. Off we go.
468 Charlie, airport's going to be to your 12 to 1 o'clock and 18 miles port in sight.
Yeah, I think we got the 3 wire there. It definitely wasn't a smooth landing. Air Force Proud 95 is a national treasure, says this year I found. I like it. Anyone know we go online in FSX to use VATSIM? You have to install the VATSIM client. Head over to vatsim.net and locate all their information about getting VATSIM installed and whatnot. But you have to install a client, install some liveries, do some other stuff, I think.
Must be number 20.
Los Angeles clearance ground, it's good. There's another American ATR there. Oh, that's the same one from earlier. Never mind.
This is Delta 6. We must be having a busy night tonight. I must be on number 20 for...
Oh, geez, man. Don't start raising salt with a controller like that. That's not going to get you anywhere. The first officer had 200 hours. Yeah, he had 200 hours when he was hired. I don't think he was a little bit higher on that accident, but he was still pretty low. 350 hours. Okay. All right, so let's go. You and you. Those are off. And fuel off. Fuel off. I'll let the fuel pumps on the whole time. Whatever. It's fine. Wouldn't be the first time. Welcome back to Santa Barbara Airport. We made it. Gots Funk, thank you very much for your support, man. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Cheers, buddy. Appreciate it. Yeah, dude. We'll go back and watch the replay on that one. Because that was pretty, you know, some issues there at the end of that flight. That's about the worst traffic pattern you could fly right there. There was a downwind-ish after crossing the runway center line. Yeah. If I did it in the real world, ATC would have been ripped with me. They would have been very upset about me being on the wrong side of that field. But, hey, whatever, it happens. Close enough. All right, let's go watch the replay. We shall call it a night. Eventually the gear comes down. There it goes. Bringing it around. There's a base turn. There's a final turn. Which looks all right. Oh man, I should have left some power in. Like I should have left some power in because I got real slow there. So that when I finally flared it, it just wasn't. It wasn't very good. It's all right. You win some, you lose some. We'll just call it short field technique. It's my short field landing in the Tecnam P2006. Hope you enjoyed. Oh dear. Oh man. My back? What flare? Get out of here. Get out of here, my friend. There was a little bit of... Here's the flare, right? Okay, there's a little bit of flare. I didn't say it was a, you know... It's a little flare. Don't hate. All right, folks. That was a good time. That was a good discussion we had there at the end. I like that. I like that. Thank you guys for bringing those topics up, too. Makes my job a lot easier here. Mr. Rogers 804, it's good to see you. Vic Live Log, welcome aboard. You have a lot of views. We do okay. We're doing just fine. Who are we gonna go watch? Is there anybody streaming tonight? It's Monday night, so probably not. Captain K-Man's going with some stuff. He's in an X-Plane 11. Recognize Captain Keyman. I recognize. I don't. Gong Show Kid. I recognize. None of these other guys I recognize. So I don't know. I'm probably going to sit on Discord for a few minutes, then go to bed because I'm freaking tired. So go find some people to watch. Have a good night. We're not going to do Friday this week. I'm going to be at PAX East. If you're going to PAX East on Friday, let me know. I'll be happy to meet up and say hi. We will see you on a Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock Eastern time will be the next stream. So we'll do some European ops on that one. Probably test out the new A320 update and see what's going on there. So thank you all for coming out tonight. It's been a blast. We will see you very, very, very soon. Toodles.